have his good control. When he's had good control, Orel has been in command. He's got to do it tonight against this ball club.
Veteran Kevin Gross will be going for the Texas Rangers. The first of three will be here all weekend on the TV home of the Tribe, Channel 43. Starting lineups when we return.
Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. We're winning Ohio over. Your local Sherwin-Williams paint and wallpaper stores. Sherwin-Williams, where to get it. By Revco, a friend for life. By your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. By Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. By Ameritech Cellular Services. Ameritech, your link to better communication. And by Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Cleveland Indians baseball is coming up next on Channel 43.
The impossible is now possible. From the makers of Krylon comes the next revolution in painting. Latex enamel in a spray. A vivid array of color. The ease of a spray with low odor and easy cleanup. The beautiful, long-lasting finish of enamel. Introducing new Krylon Living Color. Latex enamel in a spray. The next revolution in painting.
What made you decide to drive a Ford Contour?
I shopped around, and Contour was definitely the most for my money. It came loaded, and it rides and handles like a dream.
What about safety?
It's covered with anti-lock brakes and standard dual airbags.
Looks awesome, too.
Hey, you are what you drive.
Now get 2.9 financing or $600 back on Ford Contour, the best-selling car in its class.
Ford Contour. That's why your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer is still #1. That's why winning Ohio over.
You know, we've drafted kids right out of high school. We had this one kid. You would not believe the scouting reports. Rays, up and down, can't miss.
Once again, the Indians appear to be the team to beat.
Emotionally, though, he just wasn't prepared.
Jimmy Key is attempting to come back.
Jimmy Key, what's he like, 45? I could hit him.
I mean, it's a different game in here.
Jack, you watch the game? I mean, didn't it suck? It sucked. It is with much regret that I announced that I am leaving SportsCenter.
Bottom line, he just came out too soon.
Boy, is it dark. Ow! Thanks. Here's another bright idea from the Smart Watt. Smart Lights. Economical low-voltage outdoor lighting that turns itself on at dusk and off at dawn, automatically. Or motion-sensitive lighting. For security, remote commands, off. One call to the illuminating company can get you a photosensitive post lamp installed and financed interest-free for a special low price. Smart lights, smart price, Smart Watt.
And we are back at Jacobs Field, and believe it or not, summer has finally arrived, or at least spring. It's in the mid-70s, I would say. All the ball games, as Jack told you, going to be on WUAB this weekend. Another packed house here at the stadium, and finally some shirt sleeves as we take a look as the two best teams in the American League, two teams with the best records. The Indians leading the Central Division over the White Sox by 5.5 games. The Indians with a 26-12 record, and the Rangers comfortably on top out west with a 26-14 record. They leave the Seattle Mariners by 4.5 games. The Angels have slumped into last place. They are below 500 at 19-20, and the Texas Rangers off to their best start ever after 40 games. So, as we said, this should be a good series this weekend. Two high-powered offenses. The pitching for both teams starting to come around. Orel Hershiser, who will take the field right now, coming off probably his best outing of the year. Of course, McDowell and Nagy and Martinez have pitched well in their last starts. So we'll take a look at the starting lineups for Johnny Oates' Texas Rangers here tonight. Darrell Hamilton will lead off and play center field. Pudge Rodriguez, the catcher, bats second. Will Clark at first base, hitting third. Mickey Tettleton is the DH. Tettleton bats in the cleanup spot. Rusty Greer in left, hitting fifth. Dean Palmer at third base. Warren Newsom, the right fielder. Mark McLemore playing second base and batting eighth. And Kevin Elster, the shortstop, will bat ninth. There you get a look at right-hander Orel Hershiser, 3-3 with a 5.01 earned run average, making his 9th start of the year. His control's still pretty good, but he's given up a lot of base hits. You see that 59 base hits and also 8 home runs. Pitched well at Jacobs Field, 9-3 in 14 starts. And 1-0 lifetime against Texas. Defensively behind Hershiser tonight, it will be Bell, Lofton, and Burnitz. Burnitz in right field. Manny Ramirez getting a night off. Tommy Vizquel, Baerga, and Franco on the infield. Sandy Alomar does the catching. And John Oates, the manager of the Texas Rangers. There's Johnny with kind of a professorial look there with the glasses. Now he takes them off. Done a nice job here at Texas. They, as I said, went out and got Ken Hill in the offseason. Felt they needed more pitching. Their bullpen has done well. We'll tell you more about that as the game progresses. And they got themselves a pretty good leadoff man and defensive center fielder, and the guy that's going to come to bat right here.
Darrell Hamilton, the ex-Milwaukee Brewer. You see the .313 batting average. So Hamilton, who has fought through some injuries the last couple of years, has really, as Mike said, provided a spark at the top of the lineup for Texas. And the first pitch of the night is flailed at by Hamilton for strike 1. Ken Kaiser will be calling the balls and strikes in this one this evening. Darrell Cousins, Tim Welke, and crew chief Joe Brinkman over at third base. Chopper right back to Orel, and an easy first out for the veteran right-hander.
Well, good start for Orel Hershiser, and if the first two pitches are any example, Jack, he's got his ball riding down very nicely here tonight. Of course, Orel, as I said, he will give up some base hits, but he also gets those ground ball outs with regularity, and that's what you look for from Hershiser, is to stay down in the strike zone.
In his previous outing last Sunday against the Angels in the twilight, if you will, 5 o'clock West Coast start, went with the fastball a lot early on because of the bright background behind him that made it tough for the hitters. Here's the still young but now veteran catcher Ivan Rodriguez, hitting this year primarily out of the 2-hole for John Oates.
Probably a good spot for Rodriguez because he is a little bit like Julio Franco in that he can go to the opposite field very well.
Well, Hershiser has thrown 4 pitches, and they have all been strikes to the first 2 men. This Texas team, you saw the road and home numbers batting for Rodriguez, the big gap. Texas is playing only their 16th road game. They have played 25 games already at home, where they are 11 games above 500. 2-strike pitch is squibbed to Franco. Julio will do it himself, and a very good start for Hershiser. Hitting number 3 for the Texas Rangers, first baseman Will Clark. Clark and Hershiser, of course, faced each other many times when Clark was the regular first baseman for the Giants and Orel pitched with the Dodgers. Clark in a little bit of a skid right now, but still at 300. It's nice to be struggling and be at 300. First pitch out of the strike zone for Hershiser. And as you can see, Mr. Clark has had some success against Orel. Orel, Mike, I think is very tough on right-handers with that breaking ball.
Absolutely. As you look at his numbers, that's the one thing that he really has to improve on here, Jack, and that is going after and getting out left-handers.
The run he allowed in Anaheim was to Jimmy Edmonds, a home run by a left-handed hitter. Off the plate again, and it's 3-0 on Clark. There you see Clark second in the league in walks right now. That's in the zone. 3-1. 2 outs in the first inning. No score, just underway here at Jacobs Field. Consecutive sellout, number 68. Indians and the Rockies tied for the major league record in that category. Fouled off of the glove of Alomar. Full count. And as Mike said, I mean, this is the first real weekend of baseball-like weather here in Cleveland, and really, for that matter, all of the East Coast. There will be the continued threat of thunderstorms, only in that the cold air doesn't want to leave and the hot air is coming into town.
At least it won't snow.
There you go.
Maybe.
Payoff pitch. This will go into the corner for extra bases. Bell will play it off the wall, and Albert will get it back in as Will Clark goes the opposite way for a double. For Clark is 7th of the season.
And that's why Will Clark is a good high average hitter. His lifetime totals are right around 300 in both the American and National League. Orel made a bit of a mistake right there. They wanted to go inside, and he left it out over the plate. But Clark can hit the ball to all fields. He can drive it, as he did right there, to left field. As well as if you make a mistake, he can turn on it and hit it out of the ballpark.
First base runner of the ball game, and it brings the Texas cleanup hitter, Mickey Tettleton, to the plate. Texas, of course, playing without right fielder Juan Gonzalez, who has a partially torn quadricep muscle in his left leg. So Tettleton, who generally hits 5th, moves into the cleanup spot. Changed speeds on him that time and got it into the strike zone, 1-1.
Of course, Tettleton with that unorthodox stance, the way he holds the bat.
And much more pronounced from the left side of the plate than the right side for this switch hitter. 2-1.
Most guys like to start with their arms out a little bit away from their body. And Tettleton, he's got that bat almost parallel behind him.
You know, the arms pinned up against his chest, too. You'd think he'd tighten himself up too much. But
well, the one thing that he does is when that pitch is coming, that's his starting mechanism, Jack.
Well, whatever the mechanism is, partner, it's been successful for him.
Right there. See, he gets his hand right there is where everybody, most good hitters, when they go to the ball, their hands are about at the top of the strike zone. But he needs something to get him started, and for Mickey Tettleton, that's it. It's worked for him.
Clark at second, 2-2 pitch. Orel thought he might have caught the inside corner, but either too far in or a little low, and it's a full count for the second straight hitter.
Alomar set up right on the plate inside. He didn't move it too much. He might have begged for the call just a bit.
Tettleton made the body move to make it look like it was well inside. Actually, a little humid here at the ballpark tonight. Brandon Kenke and the ground crew watered down the infield. It looks like it had been raining here. I mean, the dirt portion of the infield very dark right now. Off the outside corner, and it's a 2-out walk to Tettleton to put 2 on for one of the hot Texas hitters, Rusty Greer.
Both times that Orel has gotten to 2 strikes or full count with Clark and Tettleton, it almost appeared that he tried to reach back and get a little extra. That was a breaking ball, Jack, that he kind of tightened up on and left it out of the strike zone, and it's probably a good thing he did because it was a hanging slider.
Gets a first pitch strike to Rusty Greer. In all the good success for the Rangers this season, this young man has been a very important factor.
Yep.
Among the league leaders in a host of categories, particularly in terms of the power numbers, something he had not shown as much in the past. At least the extra base hits had been much more of a slap hitter. 9-game hitting streak going for Rusty right now. And he is an excellent outfielder. They've moved him to left field with the acquisition of Hamilton. Hershiser's going to get out of the inning on the ground ball to Franco. No score in the middle of the first here at Jacobs Field.
At Continental, we've been listening to you. And you can see the changes. Something new here, a renewed sense of pride there. And lately, we've become among the best in the business at handling your baggage and getting you to your destination on time. So fly us again and see the changes for yourself.
Gene and I were high school sweethearts.
I got back from the service in 1955. We started with Blue Cross more than 40 years ago.
We, fortunately, didn't really have any serious health problems.
Just the normal things you'd expect from a large family.
Blue Cross has given us a comfort level all of our years together, and now Super Blue is doing the same thing.
It's your life. Choose the best. Choose Super Blue.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Especially right now, with a new lower lease price on the award-winning Mercury Sable, an affordable $249 a month, or a new Mercury Villager minivan at a value-packed payment of only $249 a month. A small price to pay for 24 months of turn-the-key, worry-free driving. Sable or Villager, just $249, but only for a limited time.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Back at Jacobs Field, we go to the bottom of the first inning and take a look at the Indian batting order brought to you by Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Kenny Lofton will lead off. Julio Franco batting second. Carlos Baerga third. Albert Bell hitting in the cleanup spot. Eddie Murray is the DH. Jim Thome batting sixth. Jeremy Burnett's playing right field hitting seventh. Sandy Alomar does the catching and bats eighth. And Omar Vizquel, the shortstop, will bat ninth. And Kevin Gross will take the mound against the Indians tonight. A teammate of Oral Hershiser's over in L.A. They pitched in the same starting rotation. Gross has won 5, lost 3, coming off a bit of a tough year last year for the Rangers. There you see his last outing. And he's gotten some runs as well. But the Indians have really beaten up on him. They did last year. Let's take a look at the Rangers defensively. The defensive lineups brought to you by Pizza Hut. Greer, Hamilton, and Newson in the outfield. Palmer, Elster, McLemore, and Clark from third to first. And Pudge Rodriguez does the catching. Kevin Gross at one time threw pretty good, Jack. Talking to Mark Holtz, the Ranger TV broadcaster, saying he's throwing a lot more breaking balls, getting the curve ball over. And I mean, we've seen clubs that can't get their breaking ball over to this Indian team, and they're in trouble. So watch Gross tonight, see how he works the breaking ball to set up the fastball.
Starts Kenny Lofton off with a first pitch strike. Kenny 0 for 8 last year against Kevin Gross, but as we told you at the outset, one of the real hot Indians right now. Kenny able to hold up.
One thing that Gross has done is his control is still not very good. He's walked 25 batters in 44 innings pitched. That's a lot.
He walked 8 in one game and still won the ball game. Kenny will send this down the line on the left side. Foul. Ball and 2 strikes. You can see where Mr. Lofton stacks up against right-handed pitching, and some lofty company up there with Paul O'Neill and Robbie Alomar. Those two have been battling for the lead in the batting average race through the first month and a half of this season. See if Gross goes with the hook ahead in the count. No, ran the fastball. McLemore on the backhand in time.
First baseman, number 23, Julio Franco.
Guy who is the subject of a few guys wandering over to talk to him before the ball game. Former Texas Ranger Julio Franco, but in the John Oates era, Mike, there's pretty good transformation on that Texas team from the one Julio played on several seasons ago. Rodriguez and Gonzalez still around, but not many others. Inside part of the plate for a strike to Franco.
Julio likes home cooking. 358 here at Jacobs Field.
Well, the story again, I think, for this Texas team is the way it has always been, Mike, how their pitching will hold up over the long haul. And it's a base hit to right field for Julio. The master of the ball to the right side is aboard for the try.
Now, that has always been a problem for the Texas Rangers playing in that Dallas heat. And a lot of, not only pitchers, but a lot of other guys begin to wilt when it comes August. They play all night games down there, but it's still 95 to 100 degrees at 7:30 at night in Dallas.
Although it's been interesting to this point, Mike, Gross has had much more difficulty on the road than at home. Granted, the weather is not overly hot and humid in the Dallas-Fort Worth area yet. He starts Carlos off with a first pitch strike. But Gross has an earned run average well over 7 on the road. It's like he's on the Tiger pitching staff. You had to have some feelings for Buddy Bell this week. Though yesterday his pitching staff only gave up 5 hits but allowed 8 runs. It's that kind of year. Up the middle, Gross, nice play, but throws it away past Elster. Franco will move on to third. The Rangers this year have played excellent defense. That's only their 20th error, but a bad mistake there by Kevin Gross.
Well, you know, he made the throw, Jack, right to the bag. I don't know who was supposed to cover on it, but he threw this ball, and you'll take a look. I mean, it goes right across the bag. And both the second baseman and the shortstop, it looked like the shortstop was supposed to be covering it, but he waited. Never went to the ball.
It's not like Kevin Elster has not been playing there all spring. Good chance for the try for Albert Bell, and a big rip by Albert for strike 1. 2 home runs and 5 RBIs last night put Albert atop the home run board, and just a couple off the pace in the RBI chase, and in the top 10 in hitting as well. And he has been outstanding with men in scoring position. He's in the hole, 2 strikes. Those are the categories Albert leads in the American League. Look at that slugging percentage.
That would be one thing in early April, but when we start getting into May and the slugging percentage is 766. See what Gross does here, Jack. He came down about the sidearm with that old 1 pitch.
Set up away is Rodriguez, but Albert doesn't bite. You know, you look at the 16 home runs, and like you said, Mike, you don't want to project, but Albert hit 30 home runs, 32 home runs after the All-Star break last year. If he just equals that, he's already at 48 with a month and a half to go till the All-Star break. Men on the corners. Doesn't go again, and it's 2-2. Now, Albert has struck out this year 20 times, but has walked more than he has struck out, and usually makes pitchers, even when they get ahead, deep into the count when they nibble.
Yeah, he's done it right here.
Again, they want to go away, and again, Gross misses.
Got ahead of him with 2 quick pitches, and now has just nibbled in the same spot all 3 times. That slider, hard curveball away, trying to get Albert to chase, and he hasn't done it.
The Texas offense had something brewing in the top of the inning, but didn't get it done. They've got Baerga stuck between second and first, and Carlos did not get back in time. Baerga trying to get the jump in case of a ground ball, and the veteran Gross did a great job of picking him off.
Yeah, ordinarily you don't see that play work, that fake to third and throw to first, but there it is right there. He does not have to throw to third base, and he caught Carlos completely off guard. 1-4-3 on the putout, and that's a big out. Albert now got to get a base hit. Gross did a good job, too, throwing to McLemore.
And Carlos almost got back. McLemore with a throw right on the bag. Albert hits it right back to Gross. And the Rangers get out of the inning. No score after 1.
They test car batteries here. They test pickup trucks here. And when they test yard machines, they go here, Dave Spivey's house. MTD tractors, chipper shredders, lawnmowers, and edgers tackle the toughest jobs. Look for MTD yard machines at retailers near you. MTD.
Wow! I like it!
MTD yard machines, American-made, American-owned.
It's out of here! Hit a home run with your friends and family by shopping Stop and Shop Supermarkets, your official Indians baseball grocery headquarters. Stock up on our all-star selection of deli party trays, hot dogs, hamburgers, and all the fixins for a great baseball party. And while you're at Stop and Shop, check our officially licensed Cleveland Indians products display in each of our stores. Whether it's a tailgate party at the game or staying home to watch the Tribe, you'll be a winner by stocking up on your favorite all-star brands from your official Indians grocery headquarters. Stop and Shop Supermarkets.
What is this? Is this heartburn? Am I in trouble?
At Anthem, we know that if we can help with the questions, the answers will become clear.
Should I say something?
That's why some of our best doctors and hospitals are forming our coronary services network to give you the best answers as well as the best chance.
Am I having a heart attack?
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Get well, be well, stay well.
How do you like your minivan?
Ford Windstar isn't any minivan. It's the best.
Well, what makes Windstar better?
It's a van that thinks it's a car. It rides and handles like a car, but it holds kids and groceries like a van.
Is it safe?
With over 40 standard safety features, Windstar is the Fort Knox of minivans. I shopped around, and dollar for dollar, nothing else stacks up.
Now you can lease Northeast Ohio's best-selling minivan for just $275 a month.
Windstar is an all-around great minivan. Winning Ohio over.
Back here at Jacobs Field, Dean Palmer leading off the second inning for Texas. No score between the Indians and the Rangers. Worrell either lost his footing or...
I think he got a spike caught as he went to turn.
Each team with a threat, but nothing doing in the first frame against a couple of veteran pitchers. That evens the count at a ball and a strike on Dean Palmer, who has been typically mercurial. Red hot and then ice cold.
I was going to say, if not streaky.
Oh, easy for you to say. How about that one? As it hooks towards the left field line and foul.
Yeah, you do not want to miss upstairs and give Palmer a little swinging room like that. I think Worrell took something off this pitch. You saw where Alomar was set up away, and Worrell has lost about 3 breaking balls so far, Jack. It looks like he's had good command of the fastball, but he's thrown what they call a couple of spinners up there. Don't have much bite to them.
1-2 pitch.
Did it again.
Palmer just 1 hit in his career in the couple of seasons in this ballpark, but has had big numbers against the Tribe down in Arlington. Foul ball will keep the count at 2-2.
Well, for the golfer who wants to bring some style to his or her game, Cleveland Indian golf balls are now available. The golf balls feature the Indian logo and are sold in sets of 3. Call 420-GIFT or 1-800-38-TRIBE to order your Cleveland Indian golf balls. Time to get out on the course this summer.
If they ever dry out.
I've got mine spread out all over Seattle, Oakland.
Worrell's ready again. Count stays at 2-2. Tomorrow afternoon, the Indians will face Darren Oliver. Indians have not announced who will pitch tomorrow, but the fact that Ryan Anderson was in the clubhouse tonight gives one reason to believe that the young man from Geneva is going to get his first official start in a Tribe uniform in the game we'll have for you tomorrow. We'll also have Sunday's game. In the air, right field, Jeremy Burnitz barely had to move on this one, and that's out number 1. By the way, nothing wrong with Manny Ramirez. Mike Hargrove just giving Manny a night off and letting Burnitz, the left-handed hitter, go up against Gross.
Yeah, some of these guys, it's hard to do when you've got a set lineup like the Indians have to get Burnitz and Kirby and Espinoza, Scotty Leas there, get him some work. There's Manny Ramirez with a night off, day game tomorrow.
Warren Newson, who never met a pitch he didn't like, right there after the first one for a foul ball.
Especially a fastball. Over from the White Sox.
By way of Seattle, had a good stretch run for the Mariners to help them get into the playoffs last year. Two strikes as he makes the big cut. Did you see the video of David Justice dislocating his shoulder?
No, I did not.
Yeah, very similar. Let the top hand go, the left hand, and just kept going, and you could actually see the shoulder problem, and it may be season ending the way they're talking right now. Strike 3 called. Hershiser has his first strikeout on a waist-high fastball.
Little comebacker, as we said. Good movement on the fastball for Earl so far. He's struggled a bit with the breaking stuff, but watch it right here. Starts off the plate inside and comes right back over. As Jack described it, about belt high. I don't know if Newsom thought it was high, if it was inside, or he didn't agree with Ken Kaiser.
Switch hitting Mark McLemore. Right back up the middle. El Toreador with the great play by Orel. We go to the bottom of the second. No score.
Guess who's guest starring on Sister Sister? Me, Casey Kasem. That would be the bomb. I'll be playing the role I was born to play. Myself.
I thought you were going to have a stupid idea.
Then, are Robert and Jerry having marriage problems?
They split up. I have no place to eat.
Now it's up to Nicholas and Wendell to help them rediscover the romance.
This is a suit I wore to you guys' wedding.
I thought your wrench is there.
Uh-oh.
Saturday at 8 on Channel 43.
Make your yard the best in the league. Buy a Fencemaster pet kennel at DIY for as low as $145. Puppy's portable backboard system with Slam Jam Goal is now $189. And DIY has 50-pound bags of Quikrete fast setting concrete for only $488.
DIY Home Warehouse.
Generations of Americans have depended on State Farm for their family insurance needs. And we'll be there to keep our promise of protection for your family.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Uniontown, see Dave Carpenter. In Euclid, see Reuben Harris Jr. In Lorain, see John Shumway.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a cellular phone?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, so do I.
Ameritech has made cellular much more affordable, with service starting at just $15.95 a month. Act now and get 50% off service for 3 months, free activation, and a free Motorola portable phone.
Excuse me, have you a cellular phone?
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Scoreless ball game here at Jacobs Field as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Nice play by Orel Hershiser to flag down that ball off the bat of Mark McLemore. And
yeah, now you may have to correct me. Would he be a Toreador or a Matador, and what is the difference? Whatever, it was a good play, like you said.
It was a good play.
Yeah, that's right. Eddie Murray leads off the Tribe second. Eddie, who is starting to warm up just like the weather.
Well, I'll tell you what, he picked it, so we'll call him a picador. How's that?
Ooh,
you like that?
Ooh.
All right.
Very impressive, Mr. Hegan. Little change of pace and caught the outside part of the plate, a ball and a strike.
Eddie's starting to heat up, starting to hit the long ball a little bit more.
And look at the differences there in the batting average numbers, and even more so in terms of how the ball is carrying. Went too far there. Ball and 2 strikes. Home runs against Seattle, California, and then 2 this week against the Tigers, Tuesday night and last night. Ian Albert hitting back-to-back shots last night off of Brian Williams. Hard and through the right side. A leadoff single for Eddie Murray. Second hit for the Tribe.
Now Kevin Gross had Eddie Murray ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Didn't make the pitch that he wanted to make, that's for sure. Rodriguez set up outside, and this ball was right on the middle to the inside part of the plate. Eddie found a hole. They still don't want to throw him any fastballs, do they?
Well, the few times that he has seen him in the last couple of weeks, he has made them souvenirs for people out in the bleachers. Here's another guy who maybe hot doesn't begin to accurately describe the way Jim Thome's going. When you start 1 for 20 on the year, it's not like you jump up above 300 overnight. That's over the last 2+ weeks. And really, if you go over the last month, Mike, almost 400.
You know what's interesting, Jack, and maybe almost even scary, is that this ball club hasn't gotten hot together yet.
That's right.
Where everybody is hot, the guys that you expect, all the guys that you expect.
Good stop by Rodriguez, 2-0 on Thome.
Carlos is still scuffling a little bit. Manny Ramirez has gone into a bit of a spin, but I mean, they've had their ups and downs, but not everybody has gotten hot at one time, and if and when that happens, it could be very scary.
It's a real mark of the overall strength of this team when you have the situation Mike has described and you have the best record in the American League. That caught the outside corner. 2-1 on Jim. Had a terrific conversation with Charlie Manuel as you look into the Tribe dugout, and there's a Grinder right down there. Tribe hitting instructor, and he turned to me and says, "Do you think Jimmy knows a lot about hitting?" And I said, "Looks to me like he's just going up there and feeling good and taking his cuts." And he goes, "You're exactly right, and I don't want to tell him a thing. Just keep him right in that slot where he is." Charlie will give you that down-home Virginia country boy drawl, but he is a student of the art of hitting and an excellent teacher. Good pitch by Gross, full count.
Good teacher because he doesn't complicate things. A lot of guys have, I mean, they want to mess with the mechanics and a whole lot of things, but Charlie might pick out one thing here, one thing there, so that you do go up to the plate with a clear head, and that you go up there and you watch the baseball and let everything else take care of itself. Every once in a while, he might tinker with where Thome stands at the plate. Jimmy wants to keep crawling up. See where that back foot is, Jim Thome's back foot? Watch him when he gets into the batter's box, and you get a better look at where he is in relation to the plate when you look at the center field camera angle. But every once in a while, he wants to get up so close that his hands are actually over the plate. And when you do that, you limit the pitches that you can hit fair in the strike zone. Right now, he looks like he's in a pretty good spot. His hand's not over the inside part of the plate.
Well, you end up jamming yourself? Is that what happens?
Or you have to hit the ball so far out in front that you get out and hook it.
Well, he thought that was ball 4. Instead, it's a called strike 3. Gross has his first strikeout and the first out here in the second.
Well, he made a good pitch. I think he fooled Jim looking for the fastball, and he just kind of locked him out with a curveball. Jimmy thought it was going to stay up, and it came right down on the inside corner. Good pitch.
Part of the full house for the Tribe tonight. On a night that's warm and humid, and I never thought I'd say, golly, doesn't that feel good? Humid weather. Jeremy Burnett's getting the start as we talk tonight. Not played in 10 days. As he makes his third start of the season. They've all been in right field. Part of the reason to give Manny the night off, you see those numbers there. Had some success against Gross when he played for the Mets in the National League. Another left-handed bat against a right-handed breaking ball pitcher. Much as the Rangers tonight have either between switch hitters or strictly left-handed hitters, a predominantly left-handed hitting club tonight against Oral. 2 balls and no strikes on Jeremy Burnett. Well, I got a chance. I got to thank all the young boys and girls at the Clara Westrup School. I was out there today for Career Day. They were terrific, asked great questions, some terrific kids, especially Teresa and Sarah, my escorts today. Sarah was a first grader. She was a doll. Good rip by Jeremy, but couldn't find it. 2-1.
Yeah, he'd thrown him all breaking balls, and then Jeremy trying to hit that fastball out of the ballpark. He knew it was 2 balls and no strikes. Going to try to take one shot to hit it as far as he could.
Yeah, that was a healthy cut. Murray on after the leadoff single at first base with 1 out. High pop foul. Palmer may have a play and will for out number 2.
Well, your good neighbor State Farm agents of the game for tonight are Cy Buchanan from Shaker Heights, Doug Reichenbach of Perry, and Bill Thornhill of Avon Lake. Your State Farm agents remind you, be a good neighbor and be a designated driver. So did you have any pearls of wisdom for...
I tell you what, the kids asked some really terrific questions. They asked, is it better working with a partner or by yourself?
And you said by yourself.
No, I didn't. But no, they asked some good questions, and what you and I took in school and what's good preparation, and they were great kids. Nice school. It's part of the magnet school program. You know, there's lots of tough times for the Cleveland Public Schools, but not at Clara Westrup. Those are terrific kids, and the administration there should be very proud of what they're doing at that school. Sandy Alomar looking to get the Tribe going here in the second inning. Little nubber, going to be a tough chance, and Gross can't make the play, and it skips away from Will Clark. That'll allow the runners to move up. Kevin Gross might have been better hanging on to that baseball. The second error he has committed on the night. They may give Sandy a base hit.
I think they might give him a hit and charge the error for Murray to third and Alomar to second. The thing about it is, though, Jack, if the ball had gotten there, the ball rolled up his arm a little bit, and I think he would have beaten the throw. Yep, they're going to give him a hit and an error.
So give Sandy Alomar the base hit. The error moves Murray to third and Alomar into second. And the Indians with another opportunity with 2 men in scoring position for Omar Vizquel. Gross wants to talk to Rodriguez. Omar really having the first tough couple of games since the start of the season. Just 1 hit in the Tiger series. His object here, either to get the ball on the right side or get it far enough in the air in the outfield to score Eddie Murray. There are 2 outs. I take it back. Yeah, he's got to get a base hit. Forgot about the Burnett's pop foul. That's right. Omar is going to be involved in an arts program early tomorrow morning before he comes down for the game against the Rangers. Base hit up the middle. Murray scores. Here comes Alomar. Oh my, Omar. 2-0 Tribe. RBIs 13 and 14 for the Tribe shortstop.
Well, this time the Indians made the error pay off. And every once in a while, stats don't lie, do they, Jack? They showed the stat there that Omar Vizquel was 5 for 7 off Kevin Gross. Make that 6 for 8. Solid base hit. That hit almost too hard. You were wondering if they might have had a play at the plate.
Now that's where the 2-out situation helps. Sandy Alomar able to get going from the crack of the bat to score. So the Tribe takes the lead here in the second inning. Kenny Lofton, ground ball. There goes Vizquel on the very first pitch. Rodriguez got him. 11 for 21 for Rodriguez. 2-0 Tribe after 2. I think.
Well, I strolled down to the corner, gave my numbers to the clerk. The pot's up in the millions, so I called and said to work. I feel lucky. Yeah, I feel lucky. Yeah.
These folks felt lucky. Now they feel rich. Maybe it's your turn to get lucky. Only costs $1 to find out.
I think I'll flip a coin. I'm a winner either way. I feel lucky today.
Pizza Hut, your triple deckeroni pizza. Baby.
Wow! What a pizza! New Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza. 90 pepperoni pieces, 6 cheeses, 2 crusts, 1 hellacious taste.
Try a Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza and get a coupon valid for $6 off each person you bring to SeaWorld.
That new Ford Taurus looks great.
Well, it's an all-new design.
Nothing else like it on the road. Looks like they made a lot of changes.
Changes for the better. More room, better ride, and even more power in the V6.
All those improvements sound expensive.
We shopped around. Taurus is the best value and has the features we really wanted.
Now lease a new Taurus for just $249 a month. That's a great deal on Northeast Ohio's #1 seller.
Just drive it. You'll know why Taurus is still #1.
Winning Ohio over.
Third Federal Savings has done it again. Now we not only offer a home equity line of credit with no upfront costs or fees, but we do it at prime rate. Not a low teaser rate that goes up after a while, but at prime rate for the life of your home equity line. You deserve the best, so shop and compare. You'll agree that at Third Federal, we have a home loan program that's just right for you. Call us at Third Federal today at 429-5000.
Tell you what, folks, Ivan Rodriguez has the best throwing arm in baseball because Omar Vizquel got a huge jump. He may have eluded the tag and got that arm out of the way, but he was 20 feet down that first baseline towards second before the catcher even had the baseball.
Hammered to left field, but hooking again. It stays fair this time around the foul pole. And the big story of the early season for the Texas Rangers, Kevin Elster cuts the Indians' lead in half. For Kevin Elster, his 8th home run of the season. His career high is 10, set 7 years ago.
Alan, he jumped on the first pitch from Orel Hershiser. Again, location has been a problem with the breaking ball, Jack. That was a slider. Alomar wanted it away, and boy, he's hung a lot of breaking balls early in the ball game here.
Rangers with their 50th home run of the season. Back to the top of the order, Hamilton right back to Hershiser, his first time up. Texas taking advantage of the erratic play of the Angels and the Mariners here in the early going to open up their lead, which is 4.5 over Seattle right now. We've been talking about Kevin Elster. He had all kinds of shoulder problems and other injuries. That's what he was doing for 3 different teams. And you can add another home run and another RBI to those numbers in the right-hand column. 2-2 the count on Hamilton. Full count. Benji Gill, who was to be their regular shortstop, is just about set, I believe, to come back off the disabled list after some back problems.
Be tough to get.
He doesn't have a job right now. That's right. Hershiser does it again. Not quite as difficult as the last one, but still a pretty good play by a good athlete out there on the mound.
Well, Hershiser helps himself because he finishes so well, Jack. He finishes in a good position to field the ball right there. See how he's ready? That ball was hit pretty hard and it stayed down, but Hershiser, when he lets go of that ball, he becomes like another fielder out there. Another position player, which he is.
Well, excellent golfer. Was a very good hockey player in junior high and high school. And he is, I believe, still a Red Wings fan, although maybe the Flyers as well. He lived for a time in New Jersey near Philadelphia and in the Detroit area. I'll have to ask him tomorrow which hockey team really gets him excited.
Anyone right now.
Yes,
There's been some great games.
Sure has. Or there sure have. Going all those kids that I talked to today thinking that my grammar is bad. Two-strike pitch to Rodriguez. Got him. Boy, just absolutely jammed him. Second strikeout for Hershiser.
Yeah, the fastball has been running off the table for Hershiser. It really has. And right now, basically, he's a one-pitch pitcher. He's been able to show people the breaking ball, but get him out with that good running fastball. Watch how Rodriguez had to pin those arms in close to the body. Fastball kept bearing down on him.
Mike, when people watch a right-handed pitcher like Orel, we'll get this first offering into Will Clark, but we'll have to talk about that in the next inning as Clark grounds out to Franco, his counterpart. The Elster home run makes it 2-1 Tribe in the third.
If you think your exterior wood takes a lot of abuse, just imagine what the maintenance department at Niagara Falls has to deal with. Here, they don't just stain their wood, they Cuprinol it. Cuprinol's heavy-duty protective coating seals out moisture and fights mildew better than other leading brands. Cuprinol keeps their wood looking beautiful longer. So learn from the experts at the wettest state park in America. When it comes to your wood, don't just stain it, don't just seal it, Cuprinol it.
At Revco, your trust has always been important to us. And just as you trust our pharmacies, you can also trust the quality of Revco brand products.
Revco brands are found in every aisle of our store. Each one is top quality, as good as any national brand. Yet you'll pay only about half as much. And if you're not satisfied, we'll refund your money. With that kind of Revco quality and value, why would you go anywhere else?
Revco, a friend for life.
For a 100% home equity loan, call Bank One. It's that simple.
Tonight feels kind of weird, but it's a good weird. I can feel it in my bones. This is not going to be your run-of-the-mill, laundry-doing, pizza-eating kind of night. I will not be exercising tonight, or philosophizing, or organizing. What I am going to do is look for women who look like trouble, and I'm going to flirt with them heavily, because tonight, I'm not just drinking beer. I'm gulping life. I'm going to eat the night alive. What are you going to do? Olsen Ice, step outside.
Well, it is getting a little muggier, but we're moving along briskly into the bottom of the third inning. Tribe up 2-1. And there is one of a number of Channel 43 signs in the crowd tonight. We thank those good folks from Worcester who are here watching their beloved Indians go after these Texas Rangers. Kenny Lofton was at the plate when Omar Vizquel was thrown out by Ivan Rodriguez to end the third inning. Indians trying to make it 13 in a row here at home. Chopped foul. Last night's win, last night was game number 137 here at Jacobs Field. The Tribe is 137 in those games. Kenny hard, but right at Elster. And that's out number 1.
Well, it's time to update the Pepsi Big Slam total of extra base hits for the Indians this year. For each Big Slam extra base hit, Pepsi will make a donation to Cleveland Indian Charities. The 53 home runs, 6 triples, 75 doubles, and a total of 134 Big Slam extra base hits.
Julio Franco has one of the Indians' 4 hits. Got as far as third base in the first inning. That started all the way in the suite level and went back down to the lower deck. I'm glad the fans are starting to get into booing their counterparts who don't catch those foul balls.
I'll tell you, the guy that caught the home run by Elster really got booed until he threw it back on the field.
Chop towards Palmer. He'll have to hurry. Nice play. You know, if you've gone through at home trying to deal with how wet your grass has been, this grounds crew has done a good job. Watch this play again.
Yeah, Julio caught the breaking ball out on the end of the bat. Palmer on the run off the back leg. And he's got a good arm. Will Clark with a nice stretch and maybe a bit of a little cheating action there as he got that, pulled that back leg off the bag just the way you're supposed to.
I was going to say, Mike, you can see on balls bouncing on the infield grass, the sand flying a little bit. Brandon Kenke and his crew have really made a good solid sand base underneath the grass on the infield. I asked Jim Thome before the ball game, and he says, boy, you just get the truest hops off that grass, which is just what infielders want.
Absolutely. Kenny Lofton maybe got hurt the first time up. He had a shot back. McLemore able to make the play on that. I think the wet grass, the ball a little slow. Well, don't miss a chance to chat with former Indian greats as well as current Tribe standouts at the next Cleveland Indian Charities Luncheon. Heroes of the Hot Corner is the theme. June 19th is the date, and for more information, call 420-4400.
1-1 pitch to Baerga. Carlos still working on trying to get back into that solid feel of his.
Looked like he started to come out of it a little bit in Oakland, and then he has struggled just a bit.
McLemore, now the race is on, and Gross beats Carlos to the bag. 2-1 Tribe after 3.
That new Ford Taurus looks great.
Well, it's an all-new design. Nothing else like it on the road.
Looks like they made a lot of changes.
Changes for the better. More room, better ride, and even more power in the V6.
All those improvements sound expensive.
We shopped around. Taurus is the best value and has the features we really wanted.
Now get low 2.9% financing or $600 cash back on Taurus, one of Northeast Ohio's #1 sellers.
Just drive it. You'll know why Taurus is still #1.
What will you do with the money you save at Speedy's 40th anniversary brake event with 40% off top quality brake pads and shoes, guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Speedy's 40th anniversary brake event is on now. Speedy for brakes, Speedy for savings, guaranteed.
Having company over tonight. Eat the Chicago pizza done right. We'll start with the freshest dough. Then I'd press by wrapping tomatoes. Natural cheese, you know. And then we top them off with quality ingredients. Take a bite of pizza done right. Taste the quality difference. Having company over tonight. Goodbye, Chicago pizza.
East of Chicago. Pizza done right. Before you go to the game, know who's pitching.
Well, maybe Tabares.
The Beacon Journal. It's worth looking into.
Tires aren't always the first thing on your mind until you find that pothole out there with your name on it. Trust Uniroyal tires with DuraShield construction built for puncture resistance, long tread life, and durability. To take the worst the road can dish out and still keep you going. Uniroyal Tires. Driving dependability home.
Mueller Tire and Brake. Changing your mind about changing your tires.
2-1 Tribe as we move into the 4th inning, and it'll be the middle part of the order. Tettleton, Greer, and Palmer against Oral Hershiser. Not fair weather fans, that's right.
Mickey Tettleton up there to lead off the 4th inning and takes a strike from Oral Hershiser.
Can't be a fair weather fan about anywhere on the eastern half of the country this spring.
And especially in the Midwest. 1 ball and 1 strike. I almost didn't get here today. Milwaukee has been fogged in, some ominous clouds back behind the terminal tower there. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Tribe leading 2-1, hit up the middle, and Baerga was playing him way over to pull. Tettleton found the hole up the middle.
Orthodox or unorthodox, the result is effective. As Mickey Tettleton takes up this, what Mike was talking about, Carlos would have made about a dozen strides to get to that ball from where they had him aligned, so the Rangers get the leadoff man aboard.
And Rusty Greer fouls off the first pitch. Some of the, talking about Indians that are hot, the Rangers as well have been hot. In fact, they are 2nd in the American League in hitting. Batting .290 as a team. The Indians hitting at .289.
Of course, the Indians haven't had a 26-run game yet like the Rangers did against Baltimore. That helps.
Yankees at .294 lead the league. Runner at first, nobody out. And now Hershiser will back off. Oral looking for his 4th win of the year. A ball and 2 strikes. You know, you look at a series and you anticipate, Jack, that you got these 2 good offenses that they're going to be high-scoring games, and one never knows what will happen from this point on. But you also got to remember there's some pretty good pitching on both ball clubs as well. And we talked about the Ranger bullpen. They have really done a good job this year. Hit to left field. Albert Bell over on the run, and he will cut it off. Throw coming to 3rd, and it won't be in time. Greer into 2nd with a double. So the Rangers with runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out here in the 4th inning.
And this is why Rusty Greer is having such a terrific season. Down in the count, again, the breaking ball that, as Mike said, just sort of spins up there rather than taking the sharp break. So it stayed up enough for Greer to take a shot at going the opposite way. And with the outfield pulled around, they were able to move up a couple of bases.
Ball hit, looping fly ball, and Palmer will have a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd as Burnitz gets it back quickly into the infield. Greer wanted to score, but he was held up over there. An RBI single for Dean Palmer, and the game tied 2-2.
So little Flaherty was jammed on this pitch. He hits this ball well down, just above his hands, but got enough of it to get the run home to tie up the ball game.
So Tettleton scores for Palmer, his 31st run batted into the year, and here is Warren Newson, still nobody out. Rangers now with 5 base hits, and 3 of them here in this inning.
You're watching Tribe Baseball on WUAB TV, Channel 43, the television home of the Tribe, Cleveland's real sports leader. Along with Mike Keegan, I'm Jack Corrigan. We'll be with you again tomorrow and Sunday, 1 o'clock for both these games with the Texas Rangers.
Throw to first, but Palmer is back.
Dean getting out there a little bit. Segura says better move back a tad. This Texas team doesn't really have a lot of guys sprinkled among the league leaders, but probably the best balance they have had in their lineup in a long time.
Big cut. A ball and 2 strikes. Absolutely, Jack. There were times when you'd get past the first 4 or 5 in the Ranger batting order, and it would be clear sailing to the end. But not anymore. Chop off home plate, and Hershiser will let it go foul.
Orel got there in a hurry just to make sure if he had to make a play, he could do so. Well, lots of kids in the crowd tonight, and for the kids 14 and under, next Thursday here at the ballpark, they're going to get a set of those Indians baseball cards courtesy of Revco. The cards feature the award winners of the '95 season. We want to thank Revco for sponsoring the Revco baseball cards next Thursday in the game against the Milwaukee Brewers. Here's some of the kids.
A little cotton candy.
Ooh, that lemon chill. Come on up here, guys. I love that lemon chill.
Greer at third, Palmer at first, and Hershiser trying to work his way out of a big jam here. One-two pitch. Tried to make him chase a sinking fastball low and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orel would love to get the double play ground ball right here. You give up a run, but clear the bases. Line to left field, but sliced into the first or second row down the left field line.
We're talking about the kids, Mike. We've got some kids on the DL that we want to send some get well wishes to. Most of all to Erin Murray, the daughter of our producer-director Pat Murray. Erin's recovering from some back surgery, and we wish her well. Allie Dick in Willoughby is getting ready to go in the hospital. She's a big fan of Omar's, and so Omar is wishing Allie all the best as she tries to get things her way. And also to Terrence O'Donnell, who's in Mount Sinai Hospital after some surgery. We wish all those Tribe fans speedy recoveries.
2-2 pitch. Just missed outside, and the count goes full. Hershiser has struck out a pair. There's Jerry Narron, former Major League catcher, now the third base coach with the Texas Rangers. See what the runner at first will do. Hershiser thinks he may be going. They might even take a strike him out, throw him out here.
That'd be even better.
Even better is right. He got him the first time with a fastball.
Palmer does not have great speed. That's why Orel's throwing over there. Not that you necessarily expect him to run, but you shorten that lead up so you have the chance to turn the double play, because you're going to have to get rid of it quickly at second.
Palmer not going. Ball hit foul at home plate, and they'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mark McLemore, a switch hitter, waiting on deck. Full count, Rangers threatening to take the lead here in the 4th inning. And the pitch. Line drive, base hit. 1 run will score. Palmer to third. Newsom trying to go to second. The throw is not in time. He's in with a double. The Rangers take the lead, and they still have runners at second and third. Nobody out. 4 straight base hits here. A pair of doubles and a pair of singles off Hershiser.
Again, the pitch stays up on Orel. Look at this pitch. Held high again. And Newsom, caught looking on a high pitch last time up, was jumping on that one. Greer comes home with a go-ahead run. 2 more men in scoring position, and a visit to the mound by pitching coach Mark Wiley.
It's almost as if, Jack, the Rangers can see that Hershiser can't get his breaking ball over tonight, and now they're sitting on the heat. He has gone away from the breaking ball.
Oakland with the early lead as we take a look at the scoreboard, brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers, winning Ohio over, and the Lincoln Mercury dealers. Tigers hosting the White Sox at home, and Baltimore with the advantage on Seattle early on. Since we last talked to you, lots of goings-on with the Yankees, the Gooden no-hitter and the Cone surgery. Makes you wonder if Kevin Appier will end up wearing a Yankee uniform before the year
That is the rumor. Here's McLemore, and he looks at a ball upstairs and outside. McLemore grounded back to Hershiser. The infield will play back here. Still nobody out. Rangers with a pair home.
Like, this looks very similar to the ball game that Dennis Martinez had in Anaheim 1 week ago. Dennis couldn't get anything down in the strike zone, and even though the Indians were scoring runs, the Angels were coming right back. Dennis, if you may have heard or read, with his family coming up for his birthday early in the week, told his wife to bring up the videotape of his perfect game, looked at what he did there, made some changes, and pitched very well this week.
There's that breaking ball again, and he misses. It's 2 balls and a strike. Dean Palmer at third. Warren Newson, the runner, at second. Newson with his 4th double of the year. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground. Fair ball past Franco and down into that right field corner. 2 runs will score. And McLemore heads into second with a double. A 2-run double. The Texas Rangers have scored 4 times here in the 4th inning and still nobody out.
Well, Mark McLemore couldn't have put this any more on the line if he was a surveyor. I mean, that was just fair and into the corner. And with the speed of the men on base and McLemore, there was no chance to get anybody.
6th double and 14th and 15th runs batted in for McLemore. Yeah, and a guy like McLemore, you don't expect him to pull the ball that much. You play off the line. Hit well by Elster deep to right field, and it's off the wall. Another run's going to score, and another double for Texas. Elster with a home run and a double and a pair of RBIs here. And Hershiser just can't get anybody out.
Well, 4 doubles and a home run add up to the 6 runs on the board. Again, this pitch too much of the plate and up too much for Orel's success. Jeremy Burnitz didn't want to get trapped by the wall, but it short hopped the wall. Tough to decide exactly what you're going to do there. And now Sandy Alomar is trying to buy some time for Joe Roa.
Yeah, this has all happened so fast. Roa, ordinarily a starter. So he needs a little more time to get loose than most of the relievers who now know how to get loose in a hurry. But Roa might need a little extra time, and I guess the signal has come.
Well, Mike Hargrove is going to have to make the Ameritech call to the bullpen. Orel Hershiser couldn't get anybody out here in the 4th inning. The Rangers have scored 5 times. We are going to step away here with a break in the action. Texas on top and still nobody out.
Everybody knows you can save money by joining, but I find the sales training course extremely helpful. Sometimes I remember something from a Cozy program and use it right on the spot.
16,000 business owners growing stronger together every day.
I joined for 3 reasons: strength, stability, and savings. Now I'm paying a lot less with Cozy's health insurance.
Call Cozy at the Growth Association. We'll save you money and help your business grow.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes. The sweetness of slow-roasted garlic. and the zing of fresh basil baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma Herb Crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's. Now, everybody wants the best cut. Everyone gets the best cut here. Everybody, come on down now, everybody, best cut. Everybody wants the best cut. Everyone gets the best cut here. Everybody, come on down now, everybody, best cut.
Well, a tough fifth inning for Orel Hershiser, as he has allowed 5 runs in this inning and still has not gotten anybody out. 4 doubles in the frame as well, and so Mike Hargrove will turn it over to Joe Roa, the young man acquired with Jeremy Burnitz last year from the New York Mets. Had a good season in Buffalo last year. Those were his numbers this year at Buffalo. Made 1 appearance in September with the Tribe, and that's what he did. And actually, the ERA a little high, but Joe pitched pretty well in that ball game, and the Indians think this young man has the chance to maybe be a number 5 guy or a long man.
Yeah, very good control. Had a big year, as we said, at Buffalo. 17-3 last year. And see if he got enough time to loosen up. He will face Darrell Hamilton here. Still nobody out. There's the breaking ball from Roja. Hamilton 0 for 2. He has twice grounded back to the pitcher. Elster, the runner at second base, he's had a big night already. Home run and a double and 2 RBIs. Hamilton to bunt, and bunts it foul.
Now, one thing about Kevin Elster, Mike, is to some extent like Omar Vizquel, who has the Indians 2 RBIs in this ball game. You go through the order and have a lot of good hitters, and you try and figure, well, maybe the number 9 guy will catch me a break. And
wrong.
No chance.
0-2 on Hamilton, with Pudge Rodriguez to follow. Breaking ball hit in the air. Albert Bell in left. He's got it. There's 1 out finally. Rangers had sent 6 batters to the plate, and now finally number 7 is a fly ball to left field. Pudge Rodriguez is 0 for 2. He has grounded out and struck out. Did that against Hershiser. Rodriguez has an interesting hitting streak going. He's hit in 11 straight, but in 10 of those games he's only had 1 hit. His batting average has dropped during the 11-game hitting streak. Good breaking ball over for a strike at the knees.
Roa, who's about 6'1" and 190 pounds, but doesn't look that big out in the field. If he was left-handed, Mike, they'd call him crafty. But they never give that adjective to a right-handed pitcher.
Checking the runner at second base, and the pitch to Rodriguez tries to run that fastball up and in and missed.
I'll have to get all our good folks at Sabre to explain or research why crafty only goes to southpaws.
That's a good question.
Is that right brain, left brain thing?
Well, popped up. I think there are probably more soft tossing left-handers, you know, and when you don't throw hard, you gotta ply your trade, if you will. You gotta fool people. A Whitey Ford was a crafty left-hander.
Well, the Indians will be here with the Rangers all weekend, and we'll have all of those. Monday's an off day. Then the Brewers come in for 3 starting on Tuesday. And John Sanders and Rick Manning will have the Tuesday night telecast on Sports Channel.
A ball and 2 strikes on Pudge Rodriguez.
I don't know one farther there, Mike. The foul ball or Pudge's bat that nearly went into the stands, or the dugout suites rattled off the chicken wire down there.
1-2 pitch. Fastball. Ooh, just missed. Thought he had him.
Well, Ken Kaiser flinches here, but doesn't raise the right hand. Watch the body language of the home plate umpire. He turned and thought, no.
Nope. You get the rookie against the veteran. That meaning the rookie pitcher against the veteran catcher. Popped up.
So what, he has a big breaking ball. Mike, when you get a breaking pitch like that, it's hard to keep yourself from being too anxious, isn't it?
Well, it is, because it's probably big and slow. And the one thing that I've noticed with Rojas, spring training as well, he can throw it for strikes. A lot of times have that big curveball, it's tough to throw for strikes. Albie Lopez has had that problem.
Albie pitching tonight for the Buffalo Club, the Indians AAA team, since being sent down, and Roa going up. Roa might be the guy sent back down if they indeed activate Brian Anderson for tomorrow's game.
2-2 to Rodriguez, and he fouls off the fastball that time. Roja last year in 164 innings walked only 28 batters, struck out 93, so he's not a big strikeout guy, but he doesn't hurt himself with walks either.
And when you're talking about a 3-to-1 ratio or 4-to-1 ratio almost in strikeouts to walks, you're going to keep yourself in ball games.
When you win 17 and lose 3, you're doing something right as well. Breaking ball, pounded to left. Albert going back. He won't get to it. It's off the wall. Another run going to score, and the throw, got it. Nice throw to pick off Rodriguez, trying for a double. The Rangers score another run, but they're 2 out.
Big breaking ball, but it hung out right out over the middle of the plate, and Rodriguez did a good job of waiting on it. And Albert Bell did an even better job of playing the carom off the wall and making an excellent throw to Carlos Baerga.
Lined by Will Clark, and he's got a base hit. Jumped on the first pitch. Boy, the Rangers really teeing off here in the 4th inning. They've batted around.
Here's the finish of the play with Rodriguez. Perfect one hop to Carlo. Oh, they had him out by plenty. Good play.
So Mickey Tettleton, who started this off with a base hit, up there for the 2nd time in the inning. Now let's hope this isn't one of those innings that the Rangers had earlier this year.
And that was an 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles, and I think they scored, what, 16 runs?
16 runs, yep. Was it Darrell Hamilton went to the bat 3 times? 2-0 on Tettleton with Clark at first, and the pitch down low. 3 balls and no strikes. All right, the Rangers now with 10 base hits. Strike call, 3-1. Tettleton taking all the way. The outfield fairly deep and around toward right for Tettleton, who has good power. 9 home runs. And he has been hot of late. Upstairs and outside, he walked him.
What's been interesting about the Indians situation this year, Mike, they have 12 losses on the year, and 10 of those 12 losses have been by 2 or more runs. So, I mean, when they lose, they don't have close games. Just one of those ugly kind of games. Usually the close ones, they're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking out in California about the lack of dramatic comebacks this year, but there are a lot of games that have been out of reach. Here's Rusty Greer, and he lifts it in the air. This will go on to play. Another sellout crowd. They had a chance to cheer early, but they have quieted down a little bit here. The Indians are trailing by 5. Greer is 1 for 2. He doubled earlier in the inning.
If Rodriguez had not been thrown out by Albert Bell, it would have been the 5th double of the inning.
The pitch to Greer. Upstairs. Runners at first and second, 2 out. And the Rangers with 6 runs here in the 4th inning.
Watch the finish to this ball on the breaking ball. Rusty Greer right over the top.
Ran the fastball upstairs, and Greer trying to back out of the way, but fouled it into the Indian dugout. Fastball again fouled back. Tomorrow afternoon, Darren Oliver for Texas, and undecided, but we're guessing Brian Anderson. Bobby Witt, Charles Nagy on Sunday as this series winds up. Breaking ball hit in the air. Been a long inning.
Rangers have made Roa throw a lot of pitches. He's thrown 22 pitches in the inning, and that's after Hershiser had thrown more than a dozen pitches in the inning.
Well, he should be loose by now, I would think. 1-2 pitch, big breaking ball, and Greer able to stay alive.
And what you see here in the Roa foul ball battle, Mike, is maybe as good a example of the difference between AAA ball and the big leagues. The AAA guys don't get that breaking ball. The big leaguers at least get a piece of it to stay alive.
Changeup missed upstairs. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Throw to second, and it's by into the outfield, but Kenny Lofton right there. They had the pickoff play on Alomar to Vizquel, but Omar couldn't get to it.
Will Clark knew he had strayed, and so he had to hustle back and had no chance to get to third base. Kenny Lofton did a pretty good job of hustling in and making sure that Clark couldn't advance on the throw.
Full count now on Greer. Breaking ball, he didn't offer, and that is the second walk here by Roa, back-to-back. Bases are loaded.
And here comes Mark Wiley. Rangers certainly capable of putting up the big numbers. They have scored at least 4 runs in 70% of their ball games this year. You see Alan Embry is going to start to throw. And in fact, they lead the majors in runs scored. So Ranger fans have seen this before. Unfamiliar to followers of the Tribe for the most part this year. Had the 2 games, the loss last Friday night to the California Angels was not a pretty ball game, the 13-8 count, and they had the day game of the 3 in Oakland that was not fan-friendly to Tribe followers.
Here's Dean Palmer now with the bases loaded, and he looks at a fastball inside. Clark, Tettleton, and Greer are the base runners. Upstairs, 2-0.
Well, you got the bases loaded and a power hitter at the plate, and you compound your problems by falling behind in the count.
2-0 pitch. Fastball pounded right into the glove of Jim Thome. Finally, it's over. But the Rangers score 6. They lead it 7-2.
In a review of competitive luxury cars conducted by Consumers Digest, Lincoln Town Car was found in a familiar position, on a pedestal, honored as a Best Buy. Now the award-winning Town Car is also a Best Lease, $4.99 a month for 24 months. In a competition where value reigns supreme, Town Car ended up exactly where it belongs. Experience the rewards of Lincoln at your Lincoln dealers.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma Herb Crust Pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma Herb Crust Pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
Okay, boy. Now, just like I taught you, I want you to open the cooler, and I want you to get me an ice-cold Pepsi. Good boy, good boy. Maybe later we'll play Frisbee.
Hey, you got another one of those for me?
I love this dream.
You can get up to $20 in savings at Cedar Point. Inside Pepsi 24-packs.
Thousands of people rely on RTA to get them to every game at Jacobs Field, and guess what? I'd never see an empty seat. A lot of cities that we travel to really do wish that they had a system as good as RTA's. RTA started focusing on the little things and doing the little things right, working as a team. That's how we built our team. It works. Fans really do respond. People don't ride just to save money. They really do prefer RTA to driving. There was a time when RTA and the Indians both were in the building process. Hey, we're both headed in the right direction.
Well, the Indians have some business to do here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kevin Gross had to sit in that dugout for a long time. Let's hope he's lost his edge as he'll face the heart of the Tribe order.
Albert Bell will lead it off against Kevin Gross. Albert grounded back to the pitcher to end the 1st inning. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Texas Rangers. And the first pitch to Bell. Good breaking ball over the inside corner. 0-1. Boy, Orel Hershiser, you could see right from the beginning, Jack, he had pretty good fastball, couldn't get the breaking ball over, and I think the lack of another pitch really hurt him against this good fastball hitting Ranger lineup tonight. Drops down sidearm and over with another strike, 0-2.
Gross threw some good pitches to Albert in the first at bat and got him to hit a comebacker.
With sidearm again, he's not going to come over the top and show Albert anything straight, I don't believe, if he doesn't have to. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It will be Murray and Thome to follow here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Very similar pattern to the first Bell at bat. 2 strikes and then to 2-2.
Outfield, straight away and deep. Albert has been red hot in the month of May and hits this one kind of cuted off the end of the bat.
Now, this time we want to introduce a couple of guests we have in the booth with us right now. We have Gene Dyson, the acting president of the American Red Cross, right alongside of me, and then Steve Bullock, who is in charge of the Greater Cleveland Red Cross Association. We welcome these 2 gentlemen. We're going to talk to them a little bit about the Red Cross nationally and here in the Greater Cleveland area as we move along.
Hit in the air, short left center field. Back goes the shortstop Elster, and he makes the play. Well, I'll tell you what, Jack, I could tell that there was something big going on in town when I arrived today at the airport. All I saw was Red Cross flags, and everybody had a name tag on. So it's big doings here in town.
It sure is.
Gene, what is the American Red Cross having its national convention here in Cleveland?
This is our 71st annual convention, and we're having it in this beautiful city, and we're delighted to be here.
Well, what was the thought process behind the selection of Cleveland for the convention?
Well, Cleveland is a very good city, as you well know. We've got great civic spirit, as emphasized by the people who buy season tickets to this great team. But they also have a very good Red Cross tradition. Steve Bullock and his people do a great job of providing service. And people in this area really appreciate the American Red Cross, and we would like to come to a city that appreciates us so we can show our appreciation to them.
Steve, how did the local group go about prepping and getting this whole convention to happen?
Well, we started 18 months ago. Actually, we started 6 years ago when we knew we had the convention. But 18 months ago, we put together a committee of local volunteers and staff, and went out and decided what we were going to do, and sought the support of the community and got it. And we're thrilled that it's what has happened here. It has really galvanized, I think, the Red Cross people in our chapter.
How many people are going to be in town, and how long is the convention going to last?
We expect somewhere between, say, 1,600 and 2,000 individuals. The convention will go through Monday noon, about noon. It adjourns, and Mr. Dyson and his people will get on airplanes and, and leave, and we'll go back to paying attention to the local.
Line drive, base hit for Eddie Murray. He's going to round first, but I think with a 7-2 deficit, Eddie will take it one base at a time. Eddie Murray 2 for 2 here tonight.
Well, I'm sure, Gene, when Steve talked to you about all the good things that the group was going to do in Cleveland, he had to be mentioning this ballpark and this team, and it had to be a good incentive for delegates to want to come to the convention.
I'm sure that was a big draw, and that's one reason we have so many people. And one good thing about those 1,600 people, when they leave here, they will have spent well over $1 million. So I'm delighted that we can help Cleveland area that way.
The American Red Cross does so many different things, disaster relief and other things. And right now...
hit on the ground, and McLemore will have to go to first. He just did get Jim Thome as Murray moved to second base. There are 2 out. McLemore's made a couple of good plays over there and thrown runners out with the pitcher covering tonight.
I was going to say, Gene, that this particular time, people don't realize it, but sometimes this is the toughest time for blood contributions.
Yes. In the summertime, we do have that because so many people are on vacations, etc., and we don't have our normal blood drive. So we depend on individuals who will go down to the blood center and give blood on their own rather than depend on the blood drives. And it's also a very interesting time for us financially. We need the contributions because we don't usually have the big disasters like earthquakes or hurricanes at this time, and we depend on individuals who will send us contributions too.
What are some of the other activities, Steve, that you have planned for them besides coming to the ballpark here?
Well, tonight at the ballpark, we're going to take them on a boat ride, some of them. On Saturday night, we're also taking all of the delegates to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there are some activities. We're having a big dance for the youth delegates. We have about 150 youth delegates, so they'll be entertained as well. And many of them are here at the ballpark tonight.
0-1 pitch to Jeremy Burnett, and he swings over a breaking ball from Kevin Gross. Murray at second, 2 out. Well, I'm glad you guys came up here because this ball game was not that we wanted to see you, but when you're down 5 runs in the 3rd inning, you need things to talk about, and we're certainly glad.
Well, I'm going to give you.
Besides that,
I'd like to give you one more to talk about, and that is I have some Texas friends here tonight, and I'd really like to beat up on them.
Okay. Well, you know the Indians. There's a long way to go in this one.
Clearly. It's not over.
No, not by any chance.
Now, if people want to get more involved in their local chapter or part of the national organization, how would they go about doing that, Gene?
If they would call the local chapter here, the Cleveland chapter, and just inquire. We have people who are directors of volunteers, and they'd be happy to direct them toward a contribution, toward a volunteer role, or to a blood donation. So just call the local chapter and tell them what you're interested in. We'd be glad to accommodate them. But we do need all three. We need volunteers to provide the service. We need contributions so we can pay for it, and we need blood so we can pass on the gift of life to people here in our 2 counties that we operate in.
What year is this for the Red Cross?
We were founded in 1881, so that's approximately, what, 116
Wow.
years or so, yes. Clara Barton founded us in 1881.
And here in Cleveland since 1905.
Yes, that's right. One of the older chapters.
Got him, and that will do it for the Indians here in the fourth inning. We'd like to thank Gene Dyson and Steve Bullock for joining us, and have a good time this
Thank you.
weekend. Hope the convention is successful.
It already
Thank you
has
very
been.
much.
We're delighted.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll be back.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a cellular phone?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, so do I.
Ameritech has made cellular much more affordable, with service starting at just $15.95 a month. Act now and get 50% off service for 3 months, free activation, and a free Motorola portable phone.
Excuse me, have you a cellular phone?
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Re-engineering results in a paradigm shift in the corporate matrix.
What?
Thus facilitating
Experiencing system
organizational
overload?
prioritization.
We're going to crash. Better click on Office Max. The Office Product Superstore, electronics, computers, software, with great brand names like SoftSource or Memorex. At guaranteed low prices that will re-engineer your budget. You can even shop online. Get the latest business technology without even shifting your paradigm. Whatever that means. Office Max. We go to the max for you.
These help define a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and help explain why Dodge Caravan has been named a Best Buy 2 years in a row. These help define the Dodge Best Buy Celebration and where you can get great deals on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Now with sliding doors available on both sides, even seats that roll in and out. The Dodge Best Buy Celebration. It just doesn't get any better. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
We got to be real careful as journalists. We can't step over the line between covering a story and possibly becoming part of the story. Like the Jim Harbaugh story. We might have gone over the line there.
Jim Harbaugh's surgery is well underway and appears to be going quite smoothly. Let's get an update. Keith, how's he faring?
Very satisfactory. Dan, more suction, please. Aren't I supposed to be asleep? Dan, you're in my way. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, that'll happen.
It just boils down to ethics. People trust us to know where that line is, and that's what journalism is all about.
Warren Newson, a ball and no strikes as Newson leads off the fifth inning for the Rangers. A big 6 runs for Texas off Oral Hershiser in the fourth inning. Sinking fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Newson had an RBI double in that fourth inning.
That's a good way to get the 43 letters up there. I'm sure as that inning went along for Joe Roa in his first appearance here of 96, you could see him tightening up as he went through that inning. It was good for him to get out of it without too much more damage.
Good pitch right there, some high heat.
It looks like he's throwing harder in this inning than he did last frame.
Like I said, he might not have been completely loose. Takes a little longer for a starting pitcher to loosen up than a guy who is a reliever.
Coming up tonight on Channel 43 after the ball game, it's the 10 o'clock news with Jack Marshall, Ramona Robinson, meteorologist Kerry Coleman, Gibbs Shanley with Sports Extra, and a special episode of Home Improvement right here on Channel 43, Cleveland's real sports leader.
Hit in the air, in the gap in right center field. Burnett's on the run, makes the catch. Tell you, when it was hit, I thought it was going to be Lofton to get to it, if anybody did, but Burnett's really closed the gap and made a nice running catch.
Well, on this humid night, the air is heavy. The flag out in center field barely moving, and so the wind is not really a factor. And like you said, Mike, it looked like it was going to carry more towards Kenny, but it really hung there in right center, and Burnett's makes the play.
One out, Mark McLemore, as Burnett's put out Newsom. McLemore also with an RBI double. Rangers had 4 doubles in the fourth inning and could have been 5, but Rodriguez was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. Fastball for a strike. The word on Roy is that he's not overpowering. He doesn't throw real hard. He's got to spot that fastball and work the corners with it. And upstairs like that, if he's going to, he's really got to crowd you.
A little bit under the ball in this frame, leaving pitches up.
There's a fastball fouled, and it's 3-2.
Back to the Northeast Ohio Ford Dealers scoreboard. National League, boy, the Cubs playing good baseball right now. Knock off the Marlins at Wrigley this afternoon. And Atlanta leading Marge Schott's Reds team. The embattled Marge Schott right now, I guess.
Just missed, and McLemore is aboard. Third walk issued by Roja.
Well, we talked about the control for Joe Roa, and it's not been here tonight. He hasn't missed by much, but again, the young pitcher isn't always going to get the benefit of the doubt, and the close but not close enough has hurt him.
Well, here comes Babe Ruth in the person of Kevin Elster. Boy, he's had a big year and a big night tonight. 2 for 2 with a home run, his 8th of the year. A pair of runs batted in. That got a piece of Sandy Alomar. Elster now 32 runs batted in.
Major league high was 55 that same year in '89 when he had 10 home runs. The home run tonight is 8th. I think if you would have told any follower of baseball, from people like us who work in the business to the hardcore fantasy league players, rotisserie league folks, would tell you that
this guy's 3 for 3.
Unbelievable.
And they're going to wave him around. Here comes McLemore. The throw to the plate is not in time. Elster, with his 3rd run batted in, his 3rd hit, and he's 3/4 of the way to the cycle.
Pair of doubles and a home run for Elster, and again, don't expect this guy to pull the ball. Albert, you can see nowhere in the picture because they didn't anticipate him pulling it, so well off the line, and Omar tried to make the throw close, but McLemore, kicking out the leg of Sandy Alomar, scores run number 8 for Texas.
Darrell Hamilton, the leadoff hitter for the Rangers, 8-2. Rangers now with 11 base hits, and Elster has 3 hits and 3 runs batted in.
I mean, this was a guy who did next to nothing last year. He hit .208 with Philadelphia after hitting under 100 in just 10 games with the Yankees. And most people thought, Mike, that maybe he was done. You see Alan Embry up and throwing again, but lost some weight, worked out, came into camp healthy, and when he had the chance, boy, he has made the most of it.
Outside, 1-2. Well, Elster also played in Omaha and Scranton last year. He's really bounced around the last 3 or 4 years, but he's back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rangers now lead at 8-2. Breaking ball hit in the air. On the run is Burnitz at the wall, and it's off the wall. Elster's going to come around, and Hamilton will go to second with a double.
Double number 6 for the Rangers tonight. And they have been impressive in this one.
You know, I've always said that I should keep my mouth shut. There's Hamilton, a hanging breaking ball. But wasn't it about the time that the score was 2-1 and it was a pretty good pitcher's battle? I said, you know, you look at this series and you think it's going to be a big high run scoring series. So remind me never to say that again. It is now 9-2. The Rangers have 12 base hits off Indian pitching.
Still only 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Long night for Mike Hargrove. And pitch to Rodriguez, and that misses outside. Scooped up, and Jack Corrigan may get this one. No, just over here. That's about as close as one has come this year, anyway.
I had a good jump on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Knee brace and all. Yeah, that's right. It was all right. The knee was fine, folks. Yes.
Hamilton at second. Hit in the air. Albert Bell with plenty of room, and he's got it. 2 out.
Well, something new with the Indians team shops are Tribe Lady Polo shirts, now available at all 3 team shops. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. 420-GIFT or 1-800-38-TRIBE. The number is to call if you'd like to order your Indians ladies polo shirt by phone. Mike Hargrove will bring on the left-hander to face the left-handed hitting Will Clark. So Alan Embry will come on to replace Joe Roa, with the Rangers leading here in the 5th at Jacobs Field.
Give your kids the best backyard in the Neighborhood League. Buy them a swing and slide Eagles Nest clubhouse at DIY for only $369. The clubhouse comes complete with all lumber, hardware, and fun accessories. It's easy to assemble, and yours at DIY for just $369.
DIY Home Warehouse.
Last Saturday, my wife Lisa and I went shopping. We're not paying any attention. That's when it hit me. What would happen to our family if Lisa weren't around anymore?
Well, recently I've been trying to get Dave and Lisa to review their life insurance.
We then called Kim. She's our nationwide insurance agent.
Lisa now has the life insurance she needs.
Sometimes I think about what almost happened. But thanks to Kim, I don't worry about what might happen.
Nationwide is on your side.
When's a deal not a deal? We all heard the story about a guy goes to a department store, buys a suit on sale because it's on sale. Finds out after a few weeks he doesn't really like the suit. Doesn't fit him, isn't the right color. That's one of the reasons why we offer everyday low pricing. At the Men's Warehouse, when your customer makes his selection, he's choosing a suit he loves, not just because of the price. I guarantee it.
6 Cleveland area stores, including Canton on Dressler across from Belden Village Mall.
Having company over tonight. Eat the Chicago pizza done right. We'll start with a freshest dough. Then I'd press by wrapping tomatoes. Natural cheese, And then we top them off with quality ingredients. Take a bite of pizza done right. Taste the quality different. Having company over tonight. Goodbye, Chicago pizza.
East of Chicago. Pizza done right.
9-2 Texas, as they've added 2 more here in the 5th inning. Man at second and 2 outs for Alan Embry as he makes appearance number 8 on the year. And the numbers have been coming down as Alan has looked sharper and sharper as he has moved along. Tough customer here, Will Clark at the plate.
And he's got him with 2 outs, runner at second base. The first pitch, good fastball from Alan Embry to Will Clark. Clark is 2 for 3 tonight. He's doubled and singled. Rangers with 9 runs on 12 hits. The Indians 2 runs on 5 hits. At one time, the Indians led it 2-0. But that did not last very long. The pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Darrell Hamilton, the runner at second base with the lead. And the pitch. Hit in the air, left field. Bell going back at the track. He's got it. The inning is over, but the Rangers score 2. They lead it 9-2.
When you choose your family doctor, only one thing matters: that you get the best health care possible. Shouldn't the same be true of your pharmacy? At Revco, we want to be your only pharmacy. Bring us all your family's prescriptions and get true peace of mind. Like knowing that every Revco store has your complete prescription history up to date through our Prescription Access Link system.
Revco, a friend for life.
With that kind of personalized service, why would you go anywhere else for your prescriptions?
In continually refining the Concorde LX, we look at its competition and ask ourselves, how can we be better? Frankly, we feel Concorde's already at the top of its class. It has the highest resale value, and it's the only one with cab-forward design. It's really a leader in its category. So, how do we do better than that? Just look at its new price.
We can classify this continuing trend as a continuing trend, and that's why I'm so excited.
Need a break from the office? Time for the fast-paced wire-to-wire action of Thistledown. It's a breath of fresh air. Don't miss all the excitement on Saturday, May 18th as the top thoroughbreds battle it out for the second jewel of the Triple Crown. Come to Thistledown to watch, wager, and win on the Preakness. You can even win a trip to Baltimore for next year's Preakness. The Triple Crown continues at Thistledown.
Join in the Starbank Great Strides Walkathon to cure cystic fibrosis, Saturday, May 18th at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo. Call 485-8700.
9-2 Texas as we take a look at our Sherwin-Williams game summary, brought to you by your local Sherwin-Williams paint and wallpaper store. Sherwin-Williams, where to get it. Things look good when Omar drove in 2 in the second inning, but Texas with 6 in the fourth and a couple of more in the fifth. Kevin Elster, one of the big culprits, with a pair of doubles and a home run. The Rangers have knocked out 7 doubles in the ball game. That ties their team record, the 11th time they have had 7 two-base hits in a game.
Sandy Alomar lines a base hit to left field. He gets things started here in the 5th inning for the Tribe. Sandy 2 for 2 now tonight. Reached on an infield hit his first time up.
Well, the Tribe has climbed back from larger deficits than this one.
They had a big ball game last year against Kevin Gross in Texas. Of course, I think with the way this game has gone, we're now into the 5th inning. Gross won't be around too long if he gets into trouble. Omar Vizquel has driven in the 2 Brewer runs tonight. Did it with a 2-out base hit in the 2nd inning. Third baseman Palmer playing on the grass, and twice Omar has looked to bunt that way. There you see Palmer. Clark playing behind Alomar at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike on Omar Vizquel, hitting at .295 now with a base hit, and fouls it into the dirt.
You're watching Tribe Baseball on WUAB TV, Channel 43, the television home of the Tribe and Cleveland's real sports leader. Mike Egan and yours truly, Jack Corrigan. Be with you again tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon for 1 o'clock starts.
Gross with the check of the runner and the pitch to Vizquel. Nice stop by Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back to the top of the order after Vizquel, it will be Kenny Lofton. Lofton waiting on deck. And the 2-2 pitch runs outside.
Omar here trying to get deep into a count. Indians down 7. You need base runners. Can't be too anxious.
Payoff pitch. Hit to right field. Long run for Newsom. He won't get to it. It's off the wall. Alomar is going to be held by Tommy Hara. A double for Vizquel, and the Indians have something going here in the 5th.
How about the 2 shortstops in this ball game? They're 5 for 5 with 3 doubles and a home run and 5 RBIs. Omar had only 1 hit in 9 at-bats in the Tigers series, but had a solid base hit to drive in the Indians 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and hits the base of the wall with this shot as he picks up his 11th double of the season. Omar is the team number 2 in doubles. Carlos has 12, but number 2 in doubles.
Boy, he owns Kevin Gross. Now 7 for 9 lifetime against Gross. And here's Kenny Lofton, 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice.
And Kenny has never gotten a hit off of Gross.
Upstairs with the breaking ball.
Kenny 0 for 10 now against Kevin Gross. But has been terrific with men in scoring position this year.
There's a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's really amazing, Jack, and I think that's a great contrast. Vizquel 7 for 9 and Lofton 0 for 10 off the same pitcher, and probably facing them back to back, either 1-2 or 9-1 in the lineup. It's hard to believe. Both left-handed hitters. Well, Vizquel a switch hitter, but hit in the air, left field, back goes Greer at the track, at the wall. He's got it. Alomar tags Vizquel to third. Sandy will score, and a nice play by Greer in left.
Outstanding play by Rusty Greer as he went back. I think he hurt himself. I thought, Mike, he was going to get himself caught up against the wall. A key play replay brought to you by the Ohio Lottery Instant Games. Kenny hit this ball a long way to the opposite field, and at the top of his jump, and then watch the collision as he hit hard against that wall. Fortunately, it's padded. Good play by Rusty Greer.
Yeah, it looked like he braced himself with his right elbow and also caught the back as he went into the wall. Here's Julio Franco now with Vizquel at third, 1 out. Indians with a run home, 9-3. They're trailing. Line drive, base hit, right field. Vizquel will score. It's 9-4, and Franco has his 31st run batted into the year.
On a team of clutch hitters, you have to put Julio Franco right up near the top. Boy, you put men in scoring position for this man, and you know the results more often than not are going to be positive. Fastball, takes that inside-out stroke and attacks it. And the Indians slowly climbing back into this one as Gross has now given up 8 hits. 9-4 game, and it prompts a visit from Dick Bosman, the pitching coach.
Well, you had to figure that this ball club was going to score some runs off of Gross here tonight. That's why you hate to see that score get to be 7, 8, 9 runs.
Well, while that conversation goes on, gives us a chance to tell you about tonight's Tribe Hot Ticket Trivia Contest. Of course, it's your chance to win a pair of great seats to an upcoming Tribe game. Tonight's question, which current Indian represented the United States in the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul, Korea? We'll have the answer for you a little later in the telecast, and then tell you how you can win perhaps a pair of Tribe tickets.
Mike Hargrove with a personal conversation with Carlos Baerga. Like to have been a fly on the wall or on the bat on that conversation, but I think down 4 runs. Just wanting to make sure that, well, first of all, Carlos wants to see the baseball.
Well, Mr. Gross has been suspended in his career for being a little bit like Tim from Home Improvement, and a little sandpaper here, a little file there, and
whatever works. Is there a doctor in the house, huh? There's the pitch. Fouled out of play.
Veteran left-hander Dennis Cook, one-time Indian, who has had some success as a long man for the Rangers, throwing in their bullpen. A 10-day suspension back in '87 for Kevin Gross for using sandpaper.
Well, I'm sure he learned his lesson, and he doesn't do that anymore, does he? Hit in the air behind shortstop. Elster has it, and there are 2 out. Well,
Carlos jammed himself again.
We have a cast of thousands here tonight. And my good buddy, Catfish Hunter, just walked into the booth.
Well, we will make an effort to get Catfish down and on microphone, if not in the bottom of this inning. Next inning, he's hanging back there.
Well, he won't talk to me. He'll have to talk to you. 2 outs. And Albert Bell will stand in. Albert 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error and grounded out. There's a strike. Boy, Gross has really worked him with a lot of sidearm stuff here tonight. Been more conventional with other right-handers, but he has dropped down and thrown everything from the side to Albert Bell. Franco with the lead at first. Does it again. Albert hits it on the ground to third. Palmer will go to second. That does it. The Indians score a pair, but they trail it 9-4.
Before you hit the wall, hit Sherwin-Williams for the best paint money can buy. Plus, thousands of wallpaper patterns with a low price guarantee. Before you hit the wall, hit Sherwin-Williams. For supplies and advice to bring out the best in your walls, we've got everything you need. Save up to 25% on A100 exterior paint and register to win a trip for 4 to Universal Studios, Florida. Sherwin-Williams. Where to get it.
It begins with a sound you can feel. Over 200 horses, powerful, almost angry. It's a new Pontiac Bonneville. Dual airbags, ABS, an aggressive new look. So surprisingly affordable. It takes the old idea of spending thousands more for a European performance sedan and leaves it at the side of the road.
Test drive the exciting Bonneville at your Northern Ohio Pontiac dealer today.
The Indians had a milestone 95. Now they're bringing that power all the way to Arby's with Tribe Milestones collector's cards. 8 cards of 8 big Indians moments. Free only in participating Cleveland and Youngstown area Arby's. A new card each week celebrates a different 95 Tribe milestone. Free when you purchase a meal combo at Arby's. That's any full-size sandwich, medium fries, and medium soft drink. 8 weeks, 8 Tribe Milestones collector's cards, and 8 ways to enjoy Arby's. But hurry, supplies are limited only at Arby's. Indians fans know it's better out here.
To celebrate our sponsorship of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team, we're parading native costumes, lifting our feet even higher, setting new speed records, perfecting our form for the world's toughest judges, reaching new heights, and paying special attention to our training tables. Because we're carrying the torch, and it's reflected in everything we do. We're SeaWorld.
9-4 ball game as we move into the 6th inning. Between innings, manager Mike Hargrove discussing with Ken Kaiser about perhaps Kevin Gross and what he was doing to the baseball. And, of course, my favorite line, of course, from Don Sutton when they accused him of using a foreign substance on a ball. And Sut said, Vaseline's made in the USA, so nothing foreign about it.
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that joined us here in the booth, he didn't need any of that foreign substance. Now, I don't know if he ever used it or not. Jim Catfish Hunter, a former teammate of mine over in Oakland and a Hall of Famer. Now, Cat, tell us the truth. Did you ever do anything like that?
I tried to, but it didn't work.
You lost your control, huh?
That's right. I'd rather have control.
Jim Catfish Hunter in between, a rose between two thorns here tonight. What brings you to town, Jim?
Well, I was doing some work for Major League Baseball and doing some for ICI Paint Company, and I was up here. I said, well, I got to say hi to Mike.
Well, I'm glad you did. We haven't seen each other for a few years, but I know
I guess over the old stadium when I came up there.
What do you think, the difference between the old one and the new one?
Man, this is beautiful.
Isn't this something? Did you ever think, and we've asked a lot of guys, Julio Franco and some of the guys that are playing now, but did you ever think that you'd see Cleveland come alive like this in the old days when we came here in the 70s?
No, I talked to Joe Rudy today, and I told him I was in Cleveland. He said, in Cleveland? I said, Joe, you hadn't been here lately, have you? He says, no. I said, you should come down.
Alan Emery working Mickey Tettleton, and look out. Whew.
Well, this guy has got such good stuff and sometimes not always sure where it's going, so it doesn't hurt for a guy who likes to lean out over the plate a little bit to lean him the other way.
Little chin music, as they say. You know, that is one thing that you don't see as much today. And I tell you what, that took his front foot away a little bit right there. He wasn't going out and leaning out as much as he did the previous pitch. But, Jim, you don't see that as much these days, guys working in and spinning people around as you did before.
Well, you know, the manager would tell you, I want you to hit this guy, move him off the plate or whatever. Now, I guess you have a fight when you do that, huh?
Yeah, the umpire kind of, well, you know, the pitchers don't hit today either, so they can't get back at a pitcher when he goes to the plate. But I think the game is a little more controlled now than it was before, and but I would think with the guys that are striding in and diving into the ball that's the only pitcher's only defense is to back him off the plate.
That's right. You know, I don't see anything wrong with throwing the inside, but not at anybody's head. As long as it's up shoulder high and down, fine.
Well, you could see, Mike, that pitch, whether it had gotten away from him or what, certainly changed Tettleton in his next two swings.
It gave him a message, didn't it?
It sure did.
One out. Here's Rusty Greer, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He has doubled and scored, walked his last trip to the plate. Catfish, many great years with the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees. Are you still involved with the Yankees at all? I know you were working for them for a while after your career was over.
Well, a little bit. I go to spring. This year I went to spring training again. I hadn't been in 3 years, so I decided to go down there again, and it might be 3 more years before I go back.
Well, we can never figure out who's working for him and who isn't. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes. We saw Dick Williams down there. Bob Lemon is still around. I mean, George has got a lot of guys on his payroll, hasn't he?
He thought Nettles was still there, too. That's what he told me in spring training this year. He thought Nettles was still there. I said, where's Nettles? I said, he's not here.
He's gone elsewhere, huh?
That's right. Catfish, you worked in some of those years with the Yankees with a guy from this area, the late Thurman Munson, a guy who a lot of people thought so much of. What was it like in terms of your work, you know, battery mate with Thurman behind the plate?
He was great. He'd always keep you loose. He'd always have something to say or do to make you laugh. And plus, you know, I gave up the longest home run I ever gave up was in spring training to Kingman. I got an all-star game. Kingman come up the bat. Munson's behind the plate. He gives me a changeup. Same pitch he hit out 10 miles. I looked at Thurman. I said, Thurman, there's no way I'm going to do it. He says, come on, just think. The millions and millions of people could see this now.
Instead of in spring training.
That's right.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And the pitch, line to right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I keep telling my partner, you come up in conversation every once in a while, and I've always thought that Catfish, you had the best control that I ever saw. And we've seen umpires now where they're given that big outside corner of the plate. I think you'd love to work with that low chest protector and the guy that gives you that outside corner about that much, wouldn't you? How far
you mean all of them is turning to Ed Runge?
Old Ed Runge, right? His son Paul is still umpiring in the National League. The pitch outside, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But I mean, you could take a pitch, and if the umpire gave you this, you'd go another ball out or another 2 balls out, and when that was it, then you'd stay there, wouldn't you?
That's right. You know, you'd work to his limit. When you find where his limit was, that's where you'd stay.
2 in a row for Alan Embry here in the 7th inning.
Well, this is the Alan Embry that was so effective down the stretch and in the playoffs for the Tribe. Had the tough start to begin the year, got sent down to Buffalo, but since he has come back, the heat is back and the movement in the heat as well. And Rusty Greer had no try at all there to catch up to that fastball.
See if he can do it to Dean Palmer, and he's over with a strike. Well, where do you go from here?
I go home tomorrow.
Back home to Helen and the kids?
I leave at 5:30 in the morning.
Uh-oh. The 0-1 pitch.
That's so he can get on
ball
the
strikes
by the
That's right.
Huh?
That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
You live down in the Carolina area?
Northeastern part, about 60 miles south of Norfolk, Virginia, right on the coast.
Good old Hartford, North Carolina, right?
That's right.
1-1 pitch, fouled off, a ball and 2 strikes. Still doing some farming down there?
Very little. I leased most of my land out, let somebody else worry about it.
And you look back. Now, you had the days with the Oakland A's and, of course, your time with the Yankees. What do you feel were the best times that you had when you played baseball? I know Charlie Finley passed away this year, and so he can't hear this. And tell us the truth. Well, I'll tell you what. Do it when we come back. Alan Embry strikes out the side. We'll talk just a little bit more to Catfish Hunter when we come back.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a cellular phone?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, so do I.
Ameritech has made cellular much more affordable, with service starting at just $15.95 a month. Act now and get 50% off service for 3 months, free activation, and a free Motorola portable phone.
Excuse me, have you a cellular phone?
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
A few years ago, we did this demonstration to show how the Nissan Altima runs so smoothly. It can pass the same test as the $40,000 Lexus LS 400. But perhaps you're wondering what happens to an Altima after its owner has driven it over 100,000 miles. We're pleased to say, not very much. The Nissan Altima, the affordable luxury sedan.
Let's say you were thinking about applying for a home equity loan. You could go to Bank One, where you could borrow up to 100% of your home's equity. Or you could go to some other bank, where you could only get 80%. Of course, 80% is good enough, isn't it? For a 100% home equity loan, call Bank One. It's that simple.
Imagine your feet are under attack, not by one flesh-eating predator, but many, in a feeding frenzy. That's athlete's foot. You can't just kill some. You need a potent weapon to kill them all. Lotrimin AF. Full prescription strength medicine. The brand doctors recommend more than Dezinex and Mycotin. Lotrimin AF is so deadly precise. It doesn't just kill some, it kills them all. Get Lotrimin AF, the killer cure, because they're always hungry.
Well, the Indians chipped into the Texas lead last inning. Alan Embry fans the sign. Let's see if they can do some more damage against Kevin Gross here in the bottom of the 6th.
Murray, Tomey, and Burnitz against Kevin Gross. Eddie 2 for 2. This guy was playing when you were still around, wasn't he, Eddie Murray? Has he changed much as a hitter over the years?
Well, he's hitting a little bit less now when he did hit against me.
He doesn't hit him quite as far.
Not quite as far.
Well, you gave up some home runs, but you didn't walk very many people.
Well, that'd be, you're out of trouble as soon as you gave the home run.
If you just joined us, we're talking with Hall of Famer Jim Catfish Hunter in the middle of Jack and myself, and we're glad to have Catfish here tonight in town for a little business and dropped in to say hello. Just one more thing, Cat. We're talking about, as you look back, what were the highlights of your career? Of course, the Hall of Fame, but the A's days, the Yankees days, or do they all kind of go together and it was just one big, great career?
I said if I had to change, I wouldn't change anything. I'd have it the same way. But I think the main thing was in 1972 when we beat the Cincinnati Reds. I said that was the greatest thrill of my life because we were the long-haired mustache gang that was just lucky to be there. And the big red machine, nobody could beat them.
That's right. Rose and Perez and Bench, and even I tried to grow a mustache for that.
I would have loved to have seen that.
3-1 pitch to Eddie, and he fouls it out of play. Well, you're right. I mean, that, for me, of course, that was the only World Championship team that I played on. But when you look back, you talk about decided underdogs when this group of brash young players, Reggie Jackson and Catfish and Vida, and I mean, they're all household names now, but back in the 70s, not too many people knew who they were.
Especially on the East Coast. Everybody knew us on the West Coast, but that was it.
Raleigh fingers. Payoff pitch to Eddie Murray, and he hits it high and deep to right center field. Back goes Hamilton at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run for Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray 3 for 3. And it is now a 9-5 ball game.
That's the Eddie Murray that I know right there.
Eddie with his third home run here this week. And like we said at the beginning of the year, when the weather warms, Old Man River will be ready to get it rolling again. As Eddie drives this to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, into the Tribe bullpen, just beyond the reach of Darrell Hamilton. Eddie Murray, with his 5th home run of the year, cuts the Tribe lead, or the Tribe deficit to 4, and drives Kevin Gross out of the ball game. Another Ameritech call home run. The Indians rally, just getting started. Dennis Cook will come on, we'll step away. 9-5 Texas, but stick around.
At Michelin, we believe a tire that's just good in the rain isn't good enough. Introducing the Michelin X1. With a 6-year, unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It's the one tire that gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years. The Michelin X1.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair, and for some people, gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
Chop, chop, fresh, fresh. Sizzle, sizzle. Bob Evans, stirring it up tonight.
It's Bob Evans' new stir-fry dinners. Crisp vegetable stir-fry, just $4.99. And sizzling chicken stir-fry, just $5.99.
Got the whole place stirred up.
Chop, chop, fresh, fresh. Oh, sizzle, sizzle. Bob Evans, stirring it up tonight.
Here's what homeowners are saying about geothermal.
Geothermal is the only way to go if you're building any kind of a building today.
It is a very constant temperature. It doesn't fluctuate greatly. It's a very warm heat.
It's putting money in the bank every year.
It's a clean, comfortable, and very cost-efficient system.
You sound like a broken record.
Call now. Geothermal installation costs less than ever.
Well, that home run by Eddie Murray created a historic RBI, tying Eddie with the great Ted Williams for 10th on the all-time RBI list. Got a curtain call from the fans. Maybe we can hopefully give you a shot of that. Dennis Cook has come on to replace Kevin Gross.
He will face Jim Thome, and Thome had a pretty good swing at a fastball from Dennis Cook. Here's a look at Eddie Murray acknowledging the cheers of the fans when the information went up on the board. Ted Williams.
Well, for Eddie, that is RBI 1,839. And he is now 5 behind Carl Yastrzemski and 22 behind Mel Ott.
Pretty good fastball there from Dennis Cook. When you start talking about those kinds of names, it's mind-boggling, Jack. When you Mel Ott and Yastrzemski and Williams, and ahead of Thome, no balls and 2 strikes. Woo, got him. Boy, he dropped down from the side and fired a fastball right by Jim Thome. Good pitch.
Well, I had, as you watch this sidearm fastball, I had a friend say to me, Dennis Cook kills the Indians. When he pitched for the Tribe, too often he struggled. And when he has pitched for Chicago and Texas against the Indians, he's been very tough.
And he's right.
It's hard to figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manny Ramirez is going to pinch hit.
Manny.
Jeremy Burnitz.
We've had so many people in here tonight, we don't know when to talk or when not to talk. Manny at 258 with 8 home runs and 22 runs batted in. Looks at a ball outside. Burnitz went 0 for 2. He popped up and struck out in his 2 appearances at the plate. 9-5 ball game. Looping fly ball behind first base. Clark has it. 2 out.
Coming up tonight on the 10 o'clock news following the ball game, among the stories we'll be covering, well, big doings this summer in the flats, including the bicentennial celebration. We'll profile that. A new drug on the market for multiple sclerosis treatment, and I'm going to check this out. Stroller-friendly parking. Well, that'll be interesting. We'll see that and more on tonight's 10 o'clock news following the ball game here on Channel 43.
Here's Sandy Alomar with 2 outs. Sandy with a couple of hits tonight. Looks at a strike. Slider on the inside corner from Dennis Cook. Pitch. Just missed that time. Ran it inside. Well, I wish we had had more time to talk to Catfish Hunter. He's got some great country stories and one of the great pitchers of all time, Hall of Famer.
That was a pleasure to finally meet Catfish.
Did your eyes water when he shook your hand?
He's got a good grip, doesn't he?
He and Gaylord Perry right out of the same county. Strike called at the knees on the outside corner.
Saw the graphic at the start when Cook came on. A 171 batting average by the opposition. Just 13 hits and more than 23 innings of work now.
1-2 to Alomar, and he tried to stay alive and did.
Well, here's the answer to tonight's trivia question. Who represented the U.S. from the tribe in the '88 Olympics? Pitcher Charles Nagy. Remember that answer. After the game, during the 10 o'clock news, watch for the same trivia question. Be the 10th caller with the right answer, and you'll win. And you'll also be alive for more chances to win tickets in upcoming games. So keep it right here on Channel 43, Cleveland's real sports leader.
Hit on the ground, charged by Palmer. He sets and throws out Alomar. The inning is over. And after 6, it is 9-5 Rangers.
Introducing Natural Brew Iced Tea Mix from Lipton.
Excuse me, stock person. I don't belong with these powders. I'm real brewed. Obviously, there's been some mistake.
Natural Brew has the great taste of real brewed iced tea.
I should be with these tea bags.
But Natural Brew is actually a mix, so you can always find it with the powders.
No, I'm Natural Brew. Go ahead, taste me.
Real brewed taste captured in a powder.
Stop saying that.
And several flavors. New Natural Brew from Lipton.
Good evening, I'm Ramona Robinson.
And I'm Jack Marshall. Tonight, a suspect has been arrested in this week's double murder, but not before some people took matters into their own hands. We'll have the latest on this developing story.
Plus, would you sell your body for science? Thousands are doing it. Tonight, we'll tell you if all the poking and prodding is worth the extra cash.
And kids addicted to heroin find out why it's hitting hardest close to home.
We'll have these stories and your chance to win Tribe tickets after the game.
Go Tribe.
This 10 o'clock news break is brought to you by Revco, a friend for life.
At Revco, your trust has always been important to us. And just as you trust our pharmacies, you can also trust the quality of Revco brand products.
Revco brands are found in every aisle of our store. Each one is top quality, as good as any national brand. Yet you'll pay only about half as much. And if you're not satisfied, we'll refund your money. With that kind of Revco quality and value, why would you go anywhere else?
Revco, a friend for life.
Peyton watches as tragedy strikes Savannah's wealthiest family.
Oh, my God, Edward. Is he going to live?
I
don't care if he's hooked up to every machine in creation. That is my father, and you are not going to let him die.
I'd like to introduce you to my brother, Vincent.
Did you just graduate?
Yeah, from prison.
And Dean's estranged wife makes an unexpected return.
Well, thank goodness Dean gave you some time to put your clothes back on.
Savannah.
Sunday at 9 on Channel 43.
Well, this has, in fact, been, so far at least, a lot of runs, a lot of base hits, and 9-5 Rangers. Big night for Eddie Murray, big night for Kevin Elster. Rangers with 12 hits. There's Eddie Murray, who has moved into 10th place on the all-time RBI list.
Manny Ramirez remains in the ball game in right field after pinch hitting for Jeremy Burnett. Eddie now 15 home runs shy of 500. That was number 485, that blast. Warren Newson will be followed by Mark McLemore and Kevin Elster, the bottom part of the order, but they've been tough on the Tribe. Everybody in the Texas lineup has at least one hit. Newson, no chance catching up to that fastball. 1 for 3, a strikeout, a double, and a fly ball. Strike 2. Rangers have more activity in their bullpen. Veteran right-hander Jeff Russell now throwing for John Oates. See ya, Warren Newson. 4 straight strikeouts for Alan Embry.
And Warren Newson wasn't even close to catching up to anything from Embry. I mean, that ball was in the glove by the time he started his swing. It was by him.
McLemore switches around to the right side. Boy, you look at this double play combination for Texas right now. They are the reclamation project success. McLemore resurrected his career in Baltimore for John Oates and came over to Texas last year when John became the skipper for the Rangers. And we've been talking about Kevin Elster, the shortstop, tonight. McLemore credits his turnaround to martial arts work. Increased his quickness and his strength. Outside part of the plate, 2-1. So he might be the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger on this team. Sorry about that. My son will like that. Pretty well hit to right field towards the corner. Manny going over. He's going to have room. That's out, number 2.
Well, this season, the Indians have a unique way for you to send a birthday greeting to your favorite Indians fan. It's the ballpark birthday card. Not only will you see your name in lights on North America's largest freestanding scoreboard, but the moment will be captured on a 4x6 photo in a handsome souvenir display card. Contact the Indians at 420-4161 for more details.
Here's Kevin King Kong Elster, Texas shortstop. Homered to left, doubled to right, and doubled to left. 3 runs batted in for Elster, and a healthy 17-point jump to the batting average. That fastball evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs in the Texas 7th. They scored a run in the 3rd, 6 in the 4th. When they hit 5 of their 7 doubles on the night, came back with 2 in the 5th. Tried with 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. I'm trying to work their way back, and very few of the folks here in this wonderful ballpark have any plans on leaving, knowing the history of the Tribe here at home. Look out. Is Kerry working a camera down there? Has to be. The ball always, no, he's not down there. Usually foul balls find Carey, but that was John tonight who had a duck out of the way. Oh, he's hiding. That's what it is. There it is. They'll still find you, though, Carey. They'll still find you. That knocked the mask off Ken Kaiser. Wow. I can imagine the scuff mark on that ball. And listen to this.
Boy, that was dead center, wasn't it? That'll scramble your brains just a little bit. Kenny
got something
cut him on the lip.
Back into the mouth. Yeah.
Because he's an old wrestler. He likes that pain every once in a while.
Oh, really? Center field. Elster drives this all the way to the wall and gone. Are you kidding me? Kevin Elster with 2 home runs and 2 doubles and 4 RBIs tonight. 10-5 Texas. His 9th home run of the year in his 40th ball game. Check the bat.
Check the saliva. I mean, this guy is the number 9 hitter. He had been in a bit of a slump coming in here, but he certainly has broken out of it with a vengeance here tonight. That wasn't a bad pitch. That ball, I mean, I could see him getting a base hit on it, but that ball was down and away, and he drove it over the center field wall. Might as well check the bat, the ball, and the saliva. Gee.
Hamilton, they tell us, 435 for that ball that he just dropped the head of the bat on, and it took off.
It didn't look like he even took a full swing at that ball.
It was, that's what I saw it leave the bat and couldn't believe Kenny turning his back and running. Hamilton really struggling here against Embry.
What I was thinking was maybe triple, because he needed the triple for the cycle. But let's take another look here. This ball down and away, and he just kind of dropped the head of the bat on it, as you said. Really didn't take a very big swing and hit it 435 feet to dead center field.
Hamilton fighting off some inside pitches. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, it easily has to be the best night of this season for Kevin Elster, and he'd be hard-pressed to top it in his career with 2 doubles, 2 homers, so that's 12 bases and the 4 runs batted in and 4 runs scored. He ought to find a Ohio lottery spot tomorrow and take the number 4, the number 44, the number 2, the number 22. Third time in his career that Elster has collected 4 hits. I wonder if they were 4 hits of the length that he's had tonight. Hamilton hanging tough, draws the walk.
Well, he has had a 2 home run game, and he's also had a 4 RBI game. So
Mark Wiley comes to the mound as we get activity again in the Tribe bullpen. Like that's Eric Clunt. Looked like Embry lost it a little bit against Hamilton, surprised by the home run. Like you said, Mike, he thought he threw a pretty good pitch. Certainly not one that was going to be driven deep out of the ballpark. Jim Warfield's going to take a look at Ken Kaiser, who took that foul directly on him, and it might have hit so hard, Mike, that pushed the bars of the mask open enough for the ball to get in there and whack him in the front teeth.
I don't think it did that. It might have just jarred the mask so much it got him around the chin, or it pushed the mask up to the lip area. So they are now waiting for Ken Kaiser to reappear.
And Joe Brinkman, the crew chief, is going to go into the dugout and check on the situation. And they have allowed Embry to keep throwing a little bit to stay loose, but Kenny is back. Well, if you're wondering what the cause of this game was, all I have to do is look over to my partner who talked about what a pitcher's battle we were going to see tonight. It's all my fault. Rodriguez with a base hit in the 4th inning.
You might want to settle in for the weekend because we could see a couple more of these babies before it's over.
Rodriguez, the 9th man that Embry has faced. He came on to get Will Clark for the final out in the 5th inning. Ball 1 to Rodriguez. A little tardy on that swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elster with the 4 hits. Everybody else with at least 1. As the Rangers have pounded out 13 in this one. The Tribe has scored 5 times on 9 runs. Check swing sizzles into the crowd. A ball and 2 strikes. Mr. Undecided tomorrow for the Tribe. He spells his name Brian Anderson.
Oh, so subtle you are, Mr. Corrigan.
They've got Hamilton picked off. Franco hits Vizquel, or hits Hamilton trying to throw it to Vizquel. So Hamilton gets into scoring position.
Very tough play for a right-handed first baseman to hit that shortstop because of the angle. His throwing arm, he's got to throw across to the shortstop covering, and it was a very difficult throw.
And of course you could see how much, watch Darryl Hamilton hug the grass, the inside part, to make the throw harder. See how tight he is? He's almost running on the grass. Rodriguez hits another foul ball. So you have to credit Hamilton with the stolen base on that play. I don't know what they exactly determined the baseline between first and second, Mike, but that was close.
I think as long as he can reach out and tag the bag, he's in the line. Tell you what, the Indians have thrown a lot of pitches in this ball game. 47 right now for Embry. Roa was in the 40s, and Hershiser was up around 60. Rodriguez keeps catching a piece of it. Got the 2 strikes on him. He has fouled off 5 in this at bat. Now lefty Jim Poole joins Eric Plunk with a left-handed hitter, Will Clark, on deck. Well, he hasn't thrown him a breaking ball, but he hasn't jammed him with the fastball either. He hasn't moved anything inside on him.
Jammed him that time.
Finally did.
Another foul ball.
I mean, 1 and 2, you can afford to be a little fine. And if you want to go in there right in on the hands of a guy like Rodriguez with a hard slider or the fastball, left all the fastballs out over the plate and given Rodriguez some swinging room.
A check on Hamilton, another 1-2 pitch. Rodriguez maybe not as pronounced as some others, but has that definite lift of the front foot as his timing mechanism. Watch that left foot. To right field and foul again. Welcome to Pudge Rodriguez ball night here at Jacobs Field.
Trying to hit one to everybody here.
Well, there's 42,000 Pudge, you know. Well, not that many in foul territory, but he's working on it. Now a full count. Mark Wiley on his third pin in the dugout as he has charted pitches tonight. The center field, Lofton is there. Stretch time at Jacobs Field. Tribe down 5.
Life's full of challenges. Drive a car you can depend on. The Nissan Sentra.
You know, we've drafted kids right out of high school. We had this one kid. You would not believe the scouting reports. Rays, up and down, can't miss.
Once again, the Indians appear to be the team to beat.
Emotionally, though, he just wasn't prepared.
Jimmy Key is attempting to come back.
Jimmy Key, what's he like, 45? I could hit him.
I mean, it's a different game in here.
Jack, you watch the game? I mean, didn't it suck? It sucked.
It is with much regret that I announced that I am leaving SportsCenter.
Bottom line, he just came out too soon.
When they have a Steel Beach picnic, it's usually after you've been doing some pretty intense operations for a month or so.
Welcome to Steel Beach.
Has the ship be moving back and forth? The chicken legs will start rolling down the side. I definitely prefer steak to sushi.
Australian hamburgers are quite unique. Well, we say kangaroo, but we're not sure.
Made in America. The original design for the Weber barbecue came from a buoy.
That's right. Does it float? Will the gas wheel float?
10-5 Rangers here at Jacobs Field. Let's take a look at the Revco scoreboard around the American League tonight. Oakland and Boston tied in the 9th inning, as are the White Sox and Tigers in the 8th. Baltimore leading Seattle 7-2 in the 5th inning. New York 7, California 2 in the 6th inning. Kansas City 3-0 over Toronto in the 6th, and Milwaukee leading Minnesota 5-1 that game in the 6th inning. National League final, Cubs win 3-1 over Florida. Atlanta 7, Cincinnati 2 in the 7th inning. Pittsburgh 1, Houston 0, 6th inning. And Colorado leading St. Louis 6-0 in the 2nd inning. Everything else on the West Coast. Another sellout crowd here tonight.
68 in a row here, 68 in a row in Denver at Coors Field tonight. Omar Vizquel, who has 3 of the Indians' RBIs with a single and a double, facing Dennis Cook, and looks at strike one. Dennis Cook came on after the Eddie Murray home run and retired 3 in a row. One ball and 1 strike on Omar. Actually, 2 RBIs for Omar. That RBI in the 5th inning came from Kenny Lofton on a sacrifice fly, and then an RBI from Julio Franco. But Omar back even to the 300 mark with the 2 hits tonight. 2-1 pitch. In the air to left field, an easy chance for Rusty Greer. And that's out number 1.
Get the latest Indian information by tuning into Tribe TV every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Sports Channel. Shows will be repeated Mondays at 7 p.m. Tribe TV brings you everything you need to know about the 96 Indians right into your own home. Catch all the Indians action on Tribe TV.
Paul Assenmacher continues to throw in the Tribe bullpen. He undoubtedly will come out in the 8th inning with Clark and Newsom, a couple of left-handed hitters scheduled to bat, or at least to swing Mickey Tettleton around to the right side as well. Kenny 0 for 2 with the sac fly. Up the middle and into center field. Kenny Lofton with hit number 10 for the Tribe.
Well, finally, Kenny has hit the ball hard all night and finally found a hole. A couple of hard ground balls early, hit the sacrifice fly in the 5th inning, and now he's got himself a base hit.
And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Cook departs, Russell comes on. We'll be back to Jacobs Field.
You lose your credit card. You look in your wallet. It's not in your wallet. You look in your handbag. It's not in your handbag. You try and remember the last time you used it. You can't even remember yesterday. And you think it could be anywhere with anyone. Then you start getting crazy. But you say, get a hold of yourself. It's a Citibank credit card. It has your photo on it, so it would be pretty hard for anyone else to use it but you. Well, maybe Christy Brinkley.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike. Not cooling action. Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, 'cause that tingle tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch and cools the burn. Penetrates it, kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Mica 10.
Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
This is the number to call to learn how geothermal heating and cooling can reduce your monthly energy costs by as much as 30 to 60%, less than oil, propane, even natural gas. Let me show you just how much you could save by switching from gas to geothermal. More than $300 a year in an average-size home. It's the most efficient system available today. This should help you to remember. Call now. Geothermal installation costs less than ever.
Back here at Jacobs Field, Jeff Russell getting ready to pitch here against Julio Franco, making his 6th appearance, 1-0. He is now a setup guy for Mike Henneman.
Has not allowed a run so far, and just the 4 hits in 30 at-bats since coming up on May 1st. You might wonder why Russell didn't pitch until May 1st. He was a free agent after playing with the Rangers last year, was not signed by Texas by the deadline, so they couldn't re-sign him to a major league contract until May 1st. So he pitched in Oklahoma City. Julio did not like Ken Kaiser's inside corner strike call there. Well, look, Julio went back and tried to look at it from Kaiser's, and I don't blame him. Just by the way Rodriguez caught that ball.
Well, Rodriguez, number 1, was set up away, and that fastball or pitch, it might have been a changeup. ran back inside.
Lofton at first with 1 out here in the Tribe 7th. There goes Kenny, and Julio fouls it off. RBI single last time up for Julio, his 31st run batted in of the year. Second on the ball club to Albert Bell.
A little surprised that Lofton would be going there down 5 runs in the 7th inning, and I guess maybe more than the situation, the guy behind the plate, Rodriguez. I mean, his run right now means absolutely nothing. It's got to score. It doesn't mean anything until it gets to be the tying run.
Fans trying to exhort their team into another rally. Good job by Rodriguez as that pitch nearly sailed over his head. They've gone to extra innings at Fenway. The Athletics and Red Sox tied at 3. Again, a foul ball by Franco. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Indians with a 5.5 game lead on the White Sox coming into action tonight. Sox are deadlocked at 6 now in the top of the 9th in Detroit. Strike 3 called, and Franco is not happy with that call from Ken Kaiser. Ken Kaiser saying it was belt high. It's the second out in the inning, and it gets Mike Hargrove to the plate.
I'll tell you what, Jack, I thought the ball might have been inside, but I didn't think it was high. We'll get another look at it. I thought the problem was, again, that Rodriguez was set up away, and that ball, actually, it was a backup slider and hung inside. Let's take a look. See where Rodriguez is set up, and that thing actually backs up and comes down. I'll tell you what, Rodriguez, it almost looked like he was fooled on the pitch the way he caught it.
Fooled and coming up, Mike, might have partially blocked Kaiser's view. In any event, it's a big strikeout for Russell, and out number 2 in the inning. And gets that pitch in there for strike 1 to Carlos. Baerga 0 for 3 on the night. The Indian second baseman is pressing, trying to refine that hitting groove of his. Ground ball past Will Clark. McLemore scoops, throws. It gets off the glove of Russell. And Lofton will go to third and took the big turn. Will Clark hustled his way home because they had nobody to cover the plate. Credit Baerga with a base hit would be my guess, and then an error, and let's see who they charge the error to. I don't know how Russell didn't catch that ball.
He was very slow getting to the bag. See McLemore here, and yeah, I would think that's got to be an error on Russell.
They're going to charge the error to the second baseman, McLemore.
Wow.
Kenny picked up on the wild throw and took the big turn because there wasn't anybody covering the plate until Will Clark hustled there. Ball 1 to Albert. AB trying to keep that career best 17-game hitting streak going. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rangers with 3 errors in the ball game, but it hasn't been overly costly to them to this point. Albert, base hit up the middle. Lofton will score. Baerga will move to third. It's a 10-6 ball game. Albert with an 18-game hitting streak and RBI number 41. Charge that run to Dennis Cook.
Well, Albert picked out a breaking ball and a slider from Jeff Russell. Rangers, one of the few teams now that don't really play Albert with their second baseman shading over. Found that hole.
And here's Eddie Murray. Eddie with a home run his last time up. He is 3 for 3 on the night. Lays off ball 1. All of a sudden, the Tribe, down big in this ball game, has the potential tying run in the on-deck circle here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Two-0 on Murray. Two teams among the league leaders in offense and pitching. And tonight, the offenses are winning the war. Outside corner, 2-1. You're watching Tribe Baseball on WUAB, Channel 43, home of the Channel 43 10 o'clock news, and that'll be coming along after the conclusion of another wild Tribe game here. 2 on, 2 out, a run home, 10-6 Texas. That one caught Eddie in the box to even a count on that foul ball.
Right down on the foot of the ankle bone, I do believe. Eddie hobbling around a little bit. Right on the ankle.
Eddie with a 6-game hitting streak now with 4 home runs in the streak. Who says folks with coats and ties on can't be into the ball game? None of that cafe latte field, you know.
Here comes Jimmy Warfield now. That really smarted Eddie. I don't think right now he can. It's probably a little numb and having a tough time putting pressure on it.
Well, Eddie, throughout so many years in a great career, a Hall of Fame career, Mike, have you seen the shot of as he swings through the ball and really kind of rolls onto the outside of that front foot and really leaves that ankle exposed? And it caught him. Eddie, as a switch hitter, gets the bruises on both ankles.
Well, he's just trying to make sure he can put pressure on it, because when he takes his stride, his step, he doesn't want that front leg to buckle.
Two-two pitch. Stays alive with that foul ball.
Did it get him again, or did it just hurt when he spun it around? It was very, very close. Might have been a glancing blow this time. Now, I think the turn kind of hurt him. You can see him there. I'll tell you, you get one of those things and you try to put pressure on your foot, and it's just very difficult to do. Your leg wants to buckle out from under you.
Yeah, Eddie may, after this at bat, get some ice on it and maybe a little tape job on the ankle to give him some support if he gets a chance to bat again in this ball game. Trying to hang tough. Full count. Jim Thome would be next. the middle. Low bridges Russell. Bell will go to third. Baerga makes it a 10-7 ball game. Eddie Murray 4 for 4. Well, Parker, you also said people are complaining about the lack of drama at Jacobs Field.
That's right. Not anymore.
Johnny Oates is going to make another pitching change. The Indians have put 5 runs on the board in the last 3 innings to hang tough. And Texas knows this one is not over. Another pitching change for the Rangers. We'll be back to Jacobs Field. Stick around.
Levy and Gruen, attorneys.
Hi, I'm Mike Gruen. If you're hurt by a car, your job, or by a doctor, call Levy and Gruen. 1-800-861-5555. The only call to make when things go wrong. 1-800-861-5555. The call is free. The advice is free. Just make the call. Offices in Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Lake County, and Southgate serving your needs. 1-800-861-5555.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike. No cooling action. Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, 'cause that tingle tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch and cools the burn, penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Micah 10.
Monday on UPN, it's a night of season finales.
Chicory, we want to take your son.
This is the episode you'll be talking about all summer.
Let's see if you manage to survive.
Don't miss a second, or you'll be left behind.
Allow my crew to live.
Star Trek Voyager, then on Nowhere Man. This is the hour where everything will be revealed.
You were part of the project right from the beginning.
Hal Linden guest stars on the season finale of Nowhere Man.
Monday beginning at 8 on Channel 43.
Well, Eddie Murray with a bullet right here. Just low bridge Jeff Russell. Barely had time to duck, let alone get the glove up. Indians now with 13 hits, and Eddie Murray all alone now. He had tied Ted Williams for 10th spot. Now in 10th place all by himself with 1,840 career runs batted in. So it is a 10-7 ball game. Hits are even at 13 apiece, and another left-hander for the Texas Rangers, Ed Vosberg, who is making his 12th appearance. He has 5 saves. 12 2/3 innings. He struck out 8, walked 5, allowed 9 base hits, and 1 home run. The opposition hitting just 196 off the lefty, and he will face a left-hander in Jim Thome here.
Well, Vosberg, one of those late bloomers. Last year, with 5 wins and 4 saves for the Rangers after kicking around in baseball with the Padres and the Giants and Oakland. He's 34 years old. Jim Thome representing the tying run with men on the corners and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Down low for ball 1. Called out on strikes his last time up with a grounder to second, sandwiched in between a swinging strikeout and the called strike 3.
A lot of sliders from Vosberg to left-handers.
Misses again, 2-0.
Kind of sneaky, Jack. That little herky-jerky delivery. He hides the baseball, but his best pitch, especially to lefties, probably his slider.
This is only his 2nd appearance here in the month of May, and it's May 17th. I don't know if that was a decision or just the way things have gone. He's not had any injury problems. Thome might have chased ball 3, or it was an upper zone strike there.
Well, he was sitting in a pretty good spot in the count and was guessing fastball. Might have been about belt time, maybe a tad above the belt. Trying to pick out a fastball and tie this baby up. Right back to the slider.
And deeper into the hole, 3-1. Manny Ramirez would hit next. Drive with their third 2-run inning. But the bit difference in this one, the 6-run 4th inning for the Rangers. Kevin Elster with a 4-hit night for Texas. Eddie Murray with a 4-hit night for the Tribe. Eddie's had a 5-hit night in his career. And it's ball 4 to load the bases for Manny Ramirez. Keep in mind, the Indians have yet to hit a Grand Slam home run this year. And John Oates is not going to have Ed Vosberg be the guy to pitch to Manny Ramirez. They talk about a deep bullpen for the Rangers. John's going way back down underneath the steps of the basement, past the winter clothing to keep trying to find somebody to stem the tide, as the Indians are not going away from this one. And that may be Gil Heredia. No numbers on the front of the Texas jersey.
I believe it is.
It is Gil Heredia who will come on the scene.
Right-hander, been around for a while, making his 18th appearance, 1-2 with a 4.88 earned run average.
He's the 4th Texas pitcher of the inning and the 5th of the night. Partner, this is the kind of night where the computer helps, because I can see you trying to find little spaces for all the things on your score sheet over there.
There is a look at Heredia's numbers. He has been around the National League, pitched with the Giants in Montreal. Signed by the Rangers as a free agent, was 5-6 last year with Montreal.
Well, we've got a chance. I want to remind you this program is authorized under the television rights granted to the Mulwright Communications Group, Incorporated, by the Cleveland Indians, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the Cleveland Indians and the Mulwright Communications Group, Incorporated, is prohibited. Manny Ramirez, who came on as a pinch hitter and struck out, gets a chance here to make those young ladies think even more highly of Manny, as the Indians, with one swing of the bat, Mike, could regain the lead, as improbable as it looked when it was 9-2. Albert Bell and Eddie Murray at 3rd and 2nd. Jim Thome on at 1st. Bell and Murray with the RBI hits in the inning. And the Tribe looking for a big RBI hit from Manny Ramirez right here. And Manny, of course, provided some of those dramatic finishes here at Jacobs Field last year. And this sellout throng wants more from the young right fielder. I said he struck out. He actually fouled out to Will Clark as the pinch hitter. Good stop by Rodriguez. Ball 1. And now it's Pudge's turn to ask for time, because that's smarted. is full of Indians. Two balls and no strikes. Manny hit a grand slam home run last August off Jason Beret. See what he has done with men filling the base paths this season. Heredia. Falls behind 3-0.
Boy, he will not challenge Manny Ramirez at all. He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. Tell you what, would you be surprised if Mike Hargrove gave him the green light here?
I don't think I'd be surprised at all, partner. Manny needs to pick his zone. There's a drive to left field. Forget about it. Touch of all time, the grand salami. The Indians 11, Texas 10. I love that kid. I love that kid.
I love the kid. I like Mark Hargrove, too. He gave him the green light. Let him swing it. Yes, sir.
Look at the smile. Look at the smile.
Oh, I'll tell you, this place is rocking right now. Wow.
Second career grand slam for Manny Ramirez. Ball one to Sandy Alomar. A 6-run 7th inning by the Tribe. Look at that cut.
Well, he just had to throw him a fastball, and Manny knew it. Had to do it.
Sandy drives the ball to right field. A long run into the corner. Newsom can't make the play. Alomar will go to second, and he's got a double. The Tribe is not done yet. Well, as this score has been shown around the rest of baseball, they got to be saying, well, you had to expect it with these two clubs.
Yeah. I thought the right fielder Newsom had a beat on this ball. Thought he had it zeroed in here, but kind of short-armed it as it got down into that corner.
Here's Omar batting for the second time of the inning and looks at ball one. Slide to left field here in the 7th. What a ball game.
Well, I mean, they're just beating up on each other. Whoever's standing at the end.
Well, the Texas Joe Frazier Rangers with the early advantage, but the Cleveland Muhammad Ali Indians rallying in the later rounds. Inside corner, says Ken Kaiser, a ball and 2 strikes on Omar. Not many times did you see teams put 6-run innings up on the board. On the ground towards Will Clark. This will end the Tribe 7th, but they take the lead 11-10.
Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
On the next home improvement.
What are we going to do about our boys' table manners?
Honey, I'm a man. What do I know about manners?
Tonight at 11 on Channel 43.
It begins with a sound you can feel. Over 200 horses, powerful, almost angry. It's a new Pontiac Bonneville. Dual airbags, ABS, an aggressive new look. So surprisingly affordable. It takes the old idea of spending thousands more for a European performance sedan and leaves it at the side of the road. Test drive the exciting Bonneville at your Northern Ohio Pontiac dealer today.
We're here in the Customer Service Center at Third Federal Savings with some great news for homeowners. Now, Third Federal not only offers a home equity line of credit with no upfront costs or fees, but we do it at prime rate. Not a low teaser rate that goes up after a while, but at prime rate for the life of your home equity line. You deserve the best. Shop and compare. You'll agree. If your home equity line of credit is somewhere else, you're paying too much. Call us at 3rd Federal at 429-5000.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma herb crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's. Now.
Listen to the reaction to Manny Ramirez as he got the standing O from the Tribe fans. Manny Ramirez with the Indians' first Grand Slam home run of the season to put them on top 11-10. Then as Julio Franco went out towards first base in this inning, he was clearing his mouth or nose or whatever, and Ken Kaiser took it as a personal salute towards him, and Davey Nelson separated them, and then Mike Hargrove came out and was involved in a long discussion. And while all that was going on, the silent man, Paul Ossenmacher, came in out of the bullpen.
Tall, silent man making his 15th appearance, 0-1 with a 3.52 earned run average for Ossenmacher. Only pitched 7 2/3 innings, but he has struck out 6. Walked 4. Clark, Tettleton, and Greer. Lefty switch and lefty.
Don't forget, you folks who are glued to this game, stick around when it's over and get the latest on the local and national and world news from Jack and Ramona on the Channel 43 10 o'clock news, the weekend forecast. And, well, I don't know what Gibb will be able to show on Revco's Sports Extra.
Won't have enough time.
The highlights to this one. Will Clark fouls off the first offering. 21 runs, 28 hits, throwing some walks and 3 Texas errors, and you have yourself
a good pitcher's duo.
Yeah, as wild a game as we've had this year at Jacobs Field. And that's in there for a called strike 2 on Will Clark.
Yeah, Clark didn't like it. He looked back at Ken Kaiser, but that looked like it was right at the knees. When he looked back, did you see how Sandy kind of slapped it down? But across the hitting area, that was right on the knees.
Pretty well hit to left field. Albert going back, circles and gloves for out number 1.
Now the Indians baseball day camps are now new for 96. They offer youngsters 12 to 16 a chance to develop their baseball skills from expert instructors, including some Tribe coaches. The director of these week-long camps is Rick Manning, and for more information and registration, call 543-1131. The Indians baseball camps, all new this year.
Mickey Tettleton, switch hitting designated hitter, looks at strike 1 from Paul Ossenmacher. Pitchers of record right now are Alan Embry for the Tribe and Ed Vosberg, who gave up the home run to Manny Ramirez. Yeah, he gave up the home run again to... No, Heredia gave up the home run. That's right, when they made the change. So Heredia is the pitcher of record because he gives up that last run. And here's strike 2 to Tettleton over the top of another good pitch. And got him. Mickey Tettleton has faced Paul Ossenmacher 6 times. He has gone down on strikes 6 times.
Well, if Ossenmacher keeps making pitches like that, watch Tettleton when you see the replay, watch his top hand. right over the top of that breaking ball going down. There's no way that Tettleton can hit that pitch with the top hand turning over like that and the ball going down. So if Assenmacher keeps down there, he'll keep striking him out.
Rusty Greer pops it up. Good 8th inning for Paul Assenmacher. Omar's got a beat on it and has it. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 11-10 try.
If you want your house to look this good, use Sherwin-Williams' best exterior house paint. With a 20-year warranty against peeling, blistering, and fading. It's no wonder we call it Super Paint. Save on all exterior Super Paint with Super Paint Flat, now 20% off. Sherwin-Williams. Where to get it?
Dodge Dakota is #1 in resale versus Ford, Chevy, and GMC. #1 in horsepower. #1 in torque. Even #1 in towing. In fact, Dodge Dakota is ranked #1 in more categories versus any compact. So it should come as no surprise that across America, Dodge pickups are #1 in sales growth. Now get up to $3,500 off on Dodge Dakota, including $1,000 cash back.
Pizza Hut, your triple deckeroni pizza. Baby.
Wow! What a pizza! New Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza. 90 pepperoni pieces, 6 cheeses, 2 crusts, 1 hellacious taste.
Try a Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza and get a coupon valid for $6 off each person you bring to SeaWorld.
Those folks up the road have a good car insurance agent, and they told their neighbors. These folks told their neighbors that same agent was good for life and health insurance, too. And this family recommended the same agent to insure their neighbor's home. Why do so many people end up buying all their insurance from a State Farm agent? Ask a neighbor.
In Hudson, see Paul Laspina. In Shaker Heights, see Robin Gorman. In Parma Heights, see Mark Mackert.
Well, we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Look at all those crooked numbers up there. 11-10.
Kenny Lofton with a bunt, and it's a dandy. Not even a chance for Dean Palmer. Kenny, who started the rally in the 7th inning, gets it cooking here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, a lot different situation here now with Lofton at first base. A 1-run lead and a great bunt. Boy, he just deadened the ball right out on the end of the bat. And Dean Palmer made the smart play, not even attempting to throw.
Julio waiting for Kenny to get that wrist brace on. Still changing the gloves and everything else.
This is where Kenny might take a shot.
Heredia delivers a strike to Julio, who was called out on strikes in the 7th inning, but has a couple of hits otherwise in the 1st and 5th innings. Jose Mesa is up warming in the Tribe bullpen. Chopped. Heredia gloves. The only play is to first. And the Indians get an insurance run into scoring position with 1 down.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, looked like an off-speed pitch that Julio just couldn't wait back on, and a pretty nice play by Heredia. If it gets by him, another infield hit, because Dean Palmer wasn't going to get to it, I don't believe.
Carlos Baerga had an infield hit between 1st and 2nd last time up, and an error on the throw allowed Lofton to move to 3rd in that 7th. Strike from Heredia. He threw 3 balls to Manny Ramirez and then gave up the home run, and he's thrown first pitch strikes ever since, but
too late.
Yes, we hope it was too late. Good pitch there as Carlos came way off it.
He's got a good changeup, whether it's a split finger or forkball, whatever it is, but it's a pretty good pitch. The thing about it is, that's what he tried to get Manny to chase, and Manny wouldn't bite. And he went to 3-0 and had to come in with a fastball.
On the ground at McLemore. Lofton moves to third, but now there are 2 outs. So now you're John Oates in that Texas dugout. What do? You've got Albert Bell at the plate, first base open, and a guy who was 4 for 4, Eddie Murray, on the night in the on-deck circle.
That's why Johnny Oates gets paid those big bucks to make those decisions. They may do a little mini pitch around here, try to make Albert chase a bad pitch.
Albert, an RBI single his last time up to extend his hitting streak to 18 games. Took a big cut there for strike 1. Coming up tonight on the Revco Sports Extra after the 10 o'clock news, a fatal crash today with Scott Brayton at Indianapolis. The Preakness will run tomorrow, and lots of Major League Baseball highlights to show you. All that and more on the Revco Sports Extra with Gib Shanley following the 10 o'clock news. But as we said before, partner, by the time he finishes with this game, I don't know what else Gib will have time to talk about. Kenny Lofton with a bunt single, a couple of ground ball outs have moved him to third, where Albert Bell hopes to bring him home. Strike 2. Texas bullpen came in pitching very well this year, but the Indians have roughed them up tonight. The rally in this one. Rodriguez with a block, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you had those guys coming in with numbers below 200 in the opposition batting, and see, that's the difference. You can see better than a full run a game and better than 50 points less out of their bullpen, but tonight the Indians have made it tough on this bullpen. Albert up the middle. Base hit. As the Indians get a big run, Mark McLemore made a great effort, but Albert Bell with an RBI single, his 42nd run batted in, and it's a 12-10 Tribe lead. Mike, I watched Albert throughout all of batting practice today. Never hit a single ball any farther to the left side of this ballpark than where those last 2 balls have gone.
Right up the middle, and I'll tell you, what you work on in practice you can do in the ball game, and Albert stayed right on that pitch. He didn't try to overpower it, didn't try to hit it out of the ballpark. He knew that he had to put it in play and try to score off and get himself a base hit.
Provides a little breathing room for Jose Mesa in the 9th inning, as Eddie Murray tries to get a 5-hit game for the 2nd time in his career. Did that against the Chicago White Sox 14 years ago. Able to hold up a ball and a strike. Check swing, and gloved by Elster to retire the side. The Indians up by 2 as we head to the 9th and Senior Slam.
At Continental, we've been listening to you. But we haven't stopped there. We've been getting better and better. In fact, in recent months, we've been among the best in the business at handling your baggage and getting you to your destination on time. So fly us again. You'll see there's no stopping us now.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a cellular phone?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, so do I.
Ameritech has made cellular much more affordable, with service starting at just $15.95 a month. Act now and get 50% off service for 3 months, free activation, and a free Motorola portable phone.
Excuse me, have you a cellular phone?
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
It took sparks of imagination, technology, and engineering to build the car that would best the Honda Accord. The result? Chrysler Cirrus. With more horsepower, more standard features like air and ABS, and more passenger and cargo space. When you set a new standard, you expect a reaction. And when you're priced thousands less than a comparably equipped Honda Accord, you're sure to get one.
A suspect has been arrested in this week's double murder, but not before some people took matters into their own hands. The latest for you after the game.
Back here at Jacobs Field, Jose Mesa on to try to slam the door on the Texas Rangers here tonight. Boy, the Indians came way back and now lead at 12-10. Jose making his 21st appearance. He saved 15. A 2.25 earned run average. And he will face Palmer, Newson, and McLemore as the scheduled hitters here in the 9th inning. Mesa has given up 14 hits. 3 of them have been home runs. There is Alvaro Espinoza playing third base defensively here in the 9th. Well, this brings back shades of last year, no question about it.
Dean Palmer has a hit on the night. Now, who doesn't in this game with 30 hits? And looks at strike 1. Mike Hargrove talking about Jose with much better velocity over the last couple of weeks. Strike 2 on the glancing foul into the mid of Sandy Alomar.
Well, they had the clock on him Sunday night in Anaheim. That last pitch, 96,
98.
98.
One and 2 on Palmer.
You get up there in 96, 98, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
Two and 2 now on Palmer.
Well, I'll tell you, Buddy Bell is going to have a long, long year. That game was 6-6 in the 9th, wasn't it? The White Sox and Tigers.
Chicago scoring 5 in the top of the 10th.
Looks like it.
Boston rallied in the 11th to beat Oakland 5-3. Pop foul will make the chairs.
Talk with the Indian fans on the Information Superhighway. The Cleveland Indians have their own site on the Internet's World Wide Web. Fans can check out stats, player bios, and photos, play online trivia, participate in online forums, and view merchandise available at the Indians team shop. The Internet address is pictured on the screen, so check out the Indians worldwide.
That was a Fahrenheit pitch right there, baby. 98.6. One down in the Texas ninth.
No chance here for Dean Palmer on the outside corner. And gas. I mean, that ball was by him. And Palmer, not a bad fastball hitter, trying to protect inside.
Warren Newson lines a base hit to left field. Albert trying to cut it off, but it's going to go to the wall, and Newson will have a Texas team record 8th double of the night. So that will bring the tying run to the plate for Texas as Newson gets his 2nd hit of the night.
Don't know what the pitch was, but it wasn't his best fastball, that's for sure. It looked like that ball, maybe he tried to turn it over, and it got down in Newson's wheelhouse. A left-handed hitter, not a bad low ball hitter.
Brings Mark McLemore to the plate. McLemore has one of those 8 doubles. Did that back in the 4th inning. Squared there as he took ball 1. And he wants to get on board because King Kong Elster is on deck.
Espinosa playing up even with the bag at 3rd. Julio Franco not very deep at first base.
Now 2-0 on McLemore. And McLemore's double was right down the right field line. Of course, late innings, men on the corners squeeze the lines. Trying to cut that ball off if they can. And now 3-0. Jose, after looking so sharp against Dean Palmer, gives up the opposite field double and falls behind 3-0. And here comes Mark Wiley. Texas with 2 home runs tonight, both by the guy in the on-deck circle, Elster. Indians with home runs from Murray and the grand slam from Manny Ramirez. 1 on, 1 out, 3-ball pitch to McLemore. Is ball 4, so the tying runs are aboard with 1 out in the Texas ninth.
The shortstop, number 18, Kevin Elster.
Kevin Elster, a home run, a pair of doubles, and then another home run, and 4 runs batted in. Good speed on the bases for Texas with Newson and McLemore. Ball 1. 5 wide ones. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, that's the best pitch that he has thrown since he struck out Dean Palmer. Looked like he was free and easy. Reached back and really threw that pitch. Like every once in a while, it looks like Jose tries to steer the ball across the plate.
Well, everybody in the park thought that was strike 2 except the guy who counted.
Well, Alomar set up off the plate outside. He didn't bring it back all that much.
2-1 on Elster. cut at a fastball, 2-2. Alomar and Mesa can't agree on what they want to throw here, so everybody regroups. To right field, Ramirez is there, out number 2. Newsom will tag and move to third, but more importantly, 2 outs here in the 9th, and the tying run McLemore had to stay at first. They finally retired Kevin Elster.
Even his out was hard. He hit a line drive, hit it well to the right field, right at Manny Ramirez. Fastball away, and he hit it pretty good.
Now, the Jacobs Field crowd starts to rise to its feet. A tough out, Darrell Hamilton, remaining from a great comeback win for the Tribe. Strike 1. To left field, this should do it. The Tribe with their biggest comeback win of '96. For the first time in 11 ball games, they rally in the late innings to beat Texas 12-10. We'll be back with more from Jacobs Field right after this.
We got to be real careful as journalists. We can't step over the line between covering a story and possibly becoming part of the story. Like the Jim Harbaugh story. We might have gone over the line there.
Jim Harbaugh's surgery is well underway and appears to be going quite smoothly. Let's get an update. Keith, how's he faring?
Very satisfactory. Dan, more suction, please. Aren't I supposed to be asleep? Dan, you're in my way. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, that'll happen.
It just boils down to ethics. People trust us to know where that line is, and that's what journalism is all about.
The Indians had a milestone 95. Now they're bringing that power all the way to Arby's with Tribe Milestones collector's cards. 8 cards of 8 big Indians moments. Free only at participating Cleveland and Youngstown area Arby's. A new card each week celebrates a different 95 Tribe milestone. Free when you purchase a meal combo at Arby's. That's any full-size sandwich, medium fries, and medium soft drink. 8 weeks, 8 Tribe Milestones collector's cards, and 8 ways to enjoy Arby's. But hurry, supplies are limited only at Arby's. Indians fans know it's better out here.
At Revco, your trust has always been important to us. And just as you trust our pharmacies, you can also trust the quality of Revco brand products. Revco brands are found in every aisle of our store. Each one is top quality, as good as any national brand. Yet you'll pay only about half as much. And if you're not satisfied, we'll refund your money. With that kind of Revco quality and value, why would you go anywhere else?
Revco, a friend for life.
B-I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his game.
You'd sing too if you won 10,000 big ones. Play bingo today.
Got an itch for excitement? Just scratch. Play the Ohio Lottery instant games. Because winning money is just what you've been itching to do.
Football, San Francisco leads New York 540-310.
In the future, it won't be just how hard you play, but how good your sports drink works. With a third more carbs than Gatorade and B vitamins to unlock carbohydrate energy. All Sport is not just a thirst quencher. It's a body quencher.
Isn't that new 300-pound ball?
Yeah, here you go.
These help define a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and help explain why Dodge Caravan has been named a Best Buy 2 years in a row. These help define the Dodge Best Buy Celebration and where you can get great deals on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Now with sliding doors available on both sides, even seats that roll in and out. The Dodge Best Buy Celebration. It just doesn't get any better. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Cleveland Indians Baseball is brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. We're winning Ohio over. Your local Sherwin-Williams paint and wallpaper stores. Sherwin-Williams, where to get it. By Revco, a friend for life. By your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. By Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. By Ameritech Cellular Services. Ameritech, your link to better communication. And by Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Well, on the first pyrotechnics night of the year, I don't know how they're going to top the fireworks of this ball game. The Tribe down 9-2, rally to win it 12-10 as Alan Embry gets his first win of the year and Jose Mesa gets his 16th consecutive save. Gil Heredia took the loss. Lots of home runs, none bigger than tonight's Cozy Council of Smaller Enterprises player of the game, Manny Ramirez, with the bases loaded in the 7th inning. His second career grand slam, the first of the season for the Tribe. It put them up 11-10. They went on to win it by the 12-10 count. So the Tribe and the Rangers will get a short night and do it again tomorrow and Sunday here on Channel 43. If you don't have tickets, we hope you'll join us for both of those ball games, each of them beginning at 1 o'clock. Stay tuned for the Channel 43 10 o'clock news, followed by the Revco Sports Extra, and then a special edition of Home Improvement. For our producer-director, Pat Murray, our terrific crew here at Jacobs Field, and my partner, Mike Keegan, Jack Corrigan saying, so long from Jacobs Field. The drama indeed is back 12-10. The Tribe wins it tonight against Texas.